It's been a great week of curling at the 2021 USA Curling Nationals, and Team Corey Dropkin cruised to the #1 overall seed with a 7-2 record. They take on Team Jed Brundage, closed out the week with 4 straight wins, and a 1-2 page playoff game that will advance the team to the finals and also award a team to the 2022 Olympic trials. It's Team Dropkin versus Team Brundage next on usacurling.org. Welcome, everybody, to 2021 USA Curling National Championships from the Wausau Curling Center in Wausau, Wisconsin. I'm Joe Calabrese, and joining me tonight on the call is 2002 Junior World Champion Courtney George and Director of Curling Development for USA Curling, Dean Gemmel. Dean and Courtney, there's a lot on the line tonight for Teams Brundage and Dropkin. It's not an elimination game, but the team that wins tonight grabs one of those 2 Olympic trial spots that are on the line.
That's right. Both teams in the final will qualify for the Olympic team trials in 2021, and you'd rather book that ticket sooner than later. So both of these teams will be going hard to try to get into that, and then avoid having to play one more game to try to get their spot. They'll of course, both like to win this and move on to the final. Courtney, you played in the 2006 Olympics with Cassie Potter as well, Cassie Johnson at the time, I guess. And you've been in this kind of situation a lot before. What's your take on the 1-2 game?
It's nice to have that cushion, obviously. I think these are 2 really great teams, and it's good to know, of course, that it's all right to drop it, but you've got a lot less pressure on you if you can just pull this one out and move into the final.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting since the page playoff system has been introduced in curling. Usually the winner comes from this 1-2 game. We will see if that's the case, the winner of the overall championship. See if that's the case this week. And at some point during this webcast, I may even explain the page system and its origins if people demand it. So
I'll be monitoring the chat just to make sure that people do demand it.
Just real quick to give people the quick summary of the page playoff format. The first place team in the round robin will play the second place team. That's the game we're watching right here. The third place team plays a fourth place team in another game. The loser of the fourth place game is out. The loser of the first place team and the second place team, the loser of the game we're watching, will drop down and play the winner of the 3-4 game in the semifinal. That sounds a lot more complicated than it actually is. So there's the graphic that helps you.
Follow the frowny faces.
That's right.
You'll understand what's going on.
Exactly.
All right, so let's get into it here. They decided to get into it right away. First time all week they've been on time or early.
We're already at second stone here, and this is Team Jed Brundage. This is Lance Wheeler. Lance is a relatively new curler. We saw him in the mixed doubles. He started playing, I guess, about 8 or 9 years ago when he moved to Denver, Colorado. He's originally from Minnesota, but he didn't really curl until he moved to Denver. He's been really putting in a lot of work at it. I remember playing Lance myself when I was still playing regularly in 2011, and his game was nothing like it is now. So he's put in the time, and he's improved a lot.
Clean.
So with the #1 seed, Dropkin got the hammer in the first end here.
I believe he got choice of rocks as well. First choice, I think, because he was a game clear of the field in the round robin.
Right. I think there's some choice to every team, but he might have gotten the first.
Okay, line's good.
Yeah, he finished the round robin with 2 losses, so he should have hammer and choice of rocks throughout the playoffs.
That's still way
And
out
overall, I don't think we found a lot of, throughout the week, we weren't real concerned about the rocks. We were out there matching, at midnight the last few nights, but we didn't find a lot that we didn't like. They've been running pretty nice overall.
Courtney George was here coaching Team Delaney Strauss. That's the game we featured this morning, Delaney Strauss against Corey Christensen. Nice young team you're coaching there, Courtney, and that was an entertaining game this morning.
It was. The girls played really well. You know, Corey played obviously very well. Overall, I think we kind of ran into a buzzsaw, but was really proud. I think we had a lot that we could be proud of over the whole week, and we finished really strong, so definitely nothing to hang our heads about.
My take is they even improved from the first game in this event till the last. We saw them early, and I thought they improved quite a lot. For people who didn't see it too, if you are a coach, replay that game to see Courtney's timeout. I think it was it the sixth end? The sixth end or the eighth end? I'd have to check. Eighth end.
It was just after Lead Stones.
Just after Lead Stones, her team, Delaney Strauss, called her out. They didn't wait until they were totally hooped on Skip Stones. They called Courtney out to have a look at the situation. Courtney talked it over and gave them a plan for the end during the timeout. So nice job, Courtney.
Thank you. Do my best.
I'm just being nice to you to get started. We'll become less critical as the game wears on, or more critical as the game wears on.
Tell you what, it's hard from watching behind the sheet to think through the situations compared to when you're playing. It's definitely a different feeling from when you're right in there in the game, but
I'll tell you what, it's also hard when you haven't curled in over a year at all, like I have during this pandemic, to think my way through some situations.
That's a challenge for sure. You got to kind of get your curling hat on. It takes a few games to kind of remember what's going on.
Dean, we were already getting demands in the chat for the explanation of the page playoff system. Just letting you know.
All right, well, we'll save that for the next end. This is a pretty routine end. For often the first end is a good chance to get those out of the way. This is Jed Brundage with his first in the first end. We're headed, I think, towards a blank end.
We should note that over on sheet 5, Dunnam and Violette are playing in the 3-4 game. As Dean explained, it's an elimination game. Team that wins heads to the semifinals. Team that loses is out.
So 2 rocks in play. One's at the very back, out of the rings. Joe Polo in the lineup. He wasn't in the lineup for people who watched the game last night between Corey Dropkin and Rich Roonan. It was a long game, but a great one and an exciting one. So this is when Joe Polo comes in the lineup, he comes in at third, and Tom Howell goes from third down to lead. Mark Fenner stays in at second.
All right, Tommy, gotta go.
They do have to work on this a little bit.
Hard, gotta go to keep it. Hard, go, go,
I think Dropkin's the only team I've seen do kind of the backward sweep this week. I've seen some of the Canadian teams do it. I'm really curious behind all the science to see if it's making a difference.
Yeah, it would be great to get some scientific minds on it. Maybe Lance Wheeler here in the other team. He knows nanoparticles. We could get him on it. He's got a PhD in that. But, yeah, it's been interesting to see. We saw it a lot during the bubble in Calgary. The Canadian teams were using it quite a bit. When we watched that coverage, everybody was into curling, watched that. But, well, we also saw today Steve Berklet out of the event. Chris Bond still going hard, sweeping backwards.
So here's Brundage's last stone in the first end.
Of course, I guess to be fair, I haven't seen a lot of the men's games this week, so maybe there are more backward people than I knew.
No, there hasn't been a lot of
It's a horrible break there for Brundage.
A sneaky 2 going to pop out here for Team Dropkin.
Should also note that we're on sheet 4 here. We have been featuring sheet 2 all week, so some of those lines that we'd seen on sheet 2 just don't matter right now.
No,
we can't. Sheet 4.
We can't talk about them, so we could have just pretended we were still on sheet 2 and assumed it was the same, but no, we're on an entirely different sheet. Sheet 2 is closest to us on the side here. This is sheet 4. I don't know if that picked or if Jed just underthrew it. They seem to be acting like it picked, and if I was on Team Brundage, I'd be telling him it picked.
It's a tough start here for Jed Brundage, but looks like Dropkin's going to pop one here into the 12-foot. Probably sweep it right down to the 4-foot.
Bit of a
for
gift.
His 2 here in the first end. So that'll do it for the first, and Corey Dropkin up 2-0. Brundage will have the hammer when we come back right after this.
Granite Society recognizes your financial support of the USA Curling mission by virtue of your loyalty and leadership gifts. Through your Granite Society donation, you inspire continued development of the sport, as USA Curling can fund grassroots growth and development that prepares our nation's athletes to represent Team USA on the world stage, Olympic and Paralympic Games. Join the Granite Society today.
So we're back here. Corey Dropkin with a 2-0 lead over Jed Brundage in this 1-2 page playoff game. Just an unfortunate pick there on Jed's first, led to the score of 2 by Dropkin.
So with Brundage giving up a bit of a gift too there with that pick in the first end, this might be a good time for them to remind themselves that they've worked themselves into the 1-2 page playoff game.
Dean, there's demand.
All
Tell
right,
us
so
what it's all about.
let me tell you, our crack research team there, Joel Dietz, a team of one, found out it really it's used mainly curling, softball, and cricket use the page playoff format. But it started the Victorian Football League in Australia in 1931. And it was originally called the Page-McIntyre system, but named for the Richmond Football Club secretary Percy Pip Page, who advocated its use. I'm just glad we don't call it the Pip or the Page-McIntyre, but that's the origins of this format. As funny as some people find it when they first start to see it, I think it is an effective format. So I sort of like it for our sport.
I think it gives people something to play for all week.
Yeah, I do too. I think you should get rewarded for coming out really on top of the round robin, you know.
It is worth noting at the Winter Olympic Games, they don't use the page playoff format for curling. They go to 2 semifinals onto a final.
Room right now.
This is a fact.
Just you, if anything, here.
So there's a red guard just touching the center line, belonging to Team Dropkin. This is Tom Howell trying to bring this around. Looks like it's a little bit heavy.
All right. Yeah, Joe.
There's room for a couple already.
Okay.
I want to make sure there were room for 2 for a freeze, room for 1 at least. So this is Jed Brundage, Team Jed Brundage lead Cameron Rittenauer now settling into the hack. Great story about Cameron, another guy who started curling, well, there you go, 6 years ago.
Really?
Finds himself in the 1-2 game. I had the pleasure of talking to Cameron at the 2016 Arena Nationals. For all those curlers who play in the Arena Nationals with bigger aspirations.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're all going to get here, but Cameron certainly put in the work. Of course, now he's going to airmail this just as I'm talking about.
What are you doing to him?
Just totally jinxed him.
Unbelievable. I've watched him play all week, and he's been playing really well just as I start to talk to him.
But he's progressed really, really quickly. I mean, I remember 2 years ago when he was playing with Brundage then. So, I mean, in year 4, he made it a Nationals.
Yeah, and he's improved as a player. He's a student of the game. He's studied it. He's worked on his mechanics and found a delivery that I think works for him especially well at lead. Interestingly enough, he started curling in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at the arena club they have there where they play on arena ice. Then he spent some time in Peoria, and now he lives in Fergus Falls, Minnesota, so he is able to have dedicated ice. A little addendum to that, Sioux Falls, South Dakota has plans to be part of a big development there, and hopefully it looks promising for them to have a 5-sheet dedicated facility
on the
there.
inside of that, with like back 12, back
In case
8.
Cameron wants to return to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Apparently he can only live in cities that have the name Falls in them. Fergus Falls, Sioux Falls. My hometown, Niagara Falls, is still available. All right, back to the action now that we've got Cameron's story explained. Lance Wheeler. Lance had a good run in the mixed doubles. He lost in a tiebreaker with Claire Moores. He lost in a tiebreaker game.
Curl.
So basically, Lance has curled quite a bit over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I guess Luke Violette has curled quite a bit. He's on the other sheet. He curled in the mixed doubles with Aileen Geving, former teammate of Courtney's here.
Shouldn't do much here, I don't think.
Long time.
Yeah,
it's
you
actually
curled.
Eileen.
Is it Eileen?
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me after I've said Aileen the whole event.
I caught that earlier.
And
Got a thing with names, though.
probably in all interaction with her for the past 8 years.
We didn't even count that in the count of mispronouncing your name.
Quick note to anyone who knows me and knows me through this webcast, expect me to mispronounce your name and don't be afraid to correct me, apparently. Quite honestly, that is a big relief to know that, Courtney, so thanks for letting me know. Eileen. I do know her name used to be Eileen Sormanen. Does that count for something?
Absolutely.
Lance Wheeler. Still a pretty good situation here for Team Brundage.
Couple guards out front, something behind the tee line.
Still room yet.
That's Evan Workin, Team Brundage third on the right.
Okay, go then.
Now the left.
See if you can get a piece of it.
They're looking pretty hot on this one, too.
This looks like it's got a lot of weight. Cameron Rittenauer is trying to work it over to get a piece.
Pretty close, actually. Get a
Yeah,
piece.
I don't know if they had to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Not bad. Shot stone.
You think?
Not bad. It is shot at the back. They're going to force play at the back.
Board.
I wonder if they're catching a bit of a speedy line there, or if they're just getting a little more up to speed and not realizing here.
They could be catching a speedy line or catching up to elevated heart rates as they play in the 1-2 game for the first time ever in their careers.
Yeah, it is the first, isn't it?
Clean.
Certainly Corey Dropkin's team has more experience in this kind of scenario.
Clean.
Whoa,
Curl a little.
curl a little.
Yeah, pretty soon they won't be able to call themselves the Young Bucks anymore.
No.
Really nice.
Oh, real nice there.
Great throw by Joe Polo. And Jed Brundage will choose to try to lock one on after Polo rolls right on top. As good as that shot by Joe Polo is, it's also an opportunity here for Team Brundage.
Okay, line's good.
Line's great. Line's perfect. You can
Sure,
always
just
curl.
top button. Tons of room yet.
Always curl. Curl, bud.
Now Cameron Rittenauer is
Hard,
going to
Lance.
join for
Push it, Lance.
distance.
Lance,
Hard.
line.
Keep going. Keep
It's really
going,
starting to
Lance.
move in
Keep
here.
going.
Keep her going,
Hard.
dude.
Keep
Come
going.
on,
Keep
go.
going. Keep
Go,
going.
go.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Good sleeper.
Second shot stone.
Well swept. May give Corey an opportunity to hit.
Or
and
you just pick it
I
out.
don't hate the intern.
I know.
You're
Doesn't
also
quite
cons-
have the inside of it, so
To a shot.
yeah,
Gonna
they've
force the
got a
play
little
on it,
better an
maybe
edge
get
to edge.
lucky here.
Picking it out though.
Joe Polo's
I don't
talking
hate
about
the
the
intern top
intern
four
corner
either.
freeze or intern
Straight
top
here.
Right next
four.
to it, shot rock.
Top eight's not bad. Just biting forefoot.
And where it ended up is actually pretty good.
You
If
guys
they come
you guys
down
all like
to
that?
it, then they're welding another one on. It actually ended up in a pretty good
I mean,
spot for
I'm fine
them.
picking too, but
Make it
I just
good.
think
Even if we're top 12, that's
pretty
okay.
we're always gonna have the pick out
Top
probably.
12, top 8.
And his tap is only for one. Do you think it's just as fast on this side? Okay.
So, after that conversation, they looked at picking it out with the outturn. Joe Polo was a proponent of this shot, the intern draw.
Yeah,
Okay.
get it top 8.
I like it.
Line's good.
Go top 8, guys. Line's good.
Clean.
Joe, the
Line's
most
good.
experienced player on this
Whoa.
team, definitely not a
Just
young
clean it.
buck
Yep.
despite the name they go
Good
by.
curl.
The rest are,
Line's
though.
really
guys.
good.
Gotta go.
Hard line.
It's
Hard.
like the dad
Hard,
buck.
Tommy.
Hard,
It's really
Hard,
starting to
Tommy,
go here.
Wow, that
Go,
thing
go, go,
went
go, go,
sideways.
go, go,
That is really
Keep going,
moving.
Keep going.
Rubbed
Oh,
off
got
the
a little rub
back.
off,
Keep
though.
going.
It's not a horrible spot.
It's not bad. Good job.
Turned out
Nice.
pretty good.
Yeah, they did rub off the back of that stone as it was coming by. That was moving a lot there. How much did your team play on sheet 4? Do you remember your
We just
games
had,
on?
yeah, we had one on 4. I think we were yellow stones on that sheet.
So it's nice to hear, Courtney, you said you didn't have many challenges with the rocks. On sheet 2 here, we had a lot of people concerned about the red rock set at times, and then other people managing it perfectly fine. So I think it might have been
Yeah.
some operator error.
It's hard to say, and sometimes different throwers,
Tons of room.
rocks will do different things for them based on how they throw, where somebody else may not even notice the tendency. We didn't have significant issues. We actually threw red our last game on 2, and we'd heard so much about them by that time. I think we were hyper vigilant to it, but they weren't too bad as far as my girls were.
Yeah, they were certainly manageable. When I talk about some of these rocks being a little different, let's hear what Corey thinks here.
So you do like coming around then? I don't hate it. Yeah, right here is pretty good. Yeah. You like that? I mean, the sticks, they've always got a chance to get one in here. Right. And then we're probably giving up 2. So I think we got to get one in there. Speed felt really good here. Okay. Big right here. Okay. It's gonna curl good when it curls.
A couple Brundage draws now have been deep.
Yeah, they have been. In fact, I think 3 at least have been deeper than they would have liked.
One needed about 3 or 4 feet less and would have been just about perfect.
You did hear Joe Polo say he thought they had to get one in here now to avoid giving up 2.
So I think we can get this one in there.
So even though a novice might look at those rings and see 3 red and 1 yellow, there's still an opportunity here for Team Brundage. Corey Dropkin.
Good ad.
Okay, go ahead.
Line's nice.
Line's pretty
That
good.
was the
Line's
same
nice.
call they gave out of Joe Polo's
Where
hand.
are we?
Ken.
Top 12, top 8.
Clean.
Whoa.
Where are we?
Looks like it's running a
Right
bit.
here.
Running a little
Line's
bit.
good. It's always
Should
cool.
start to
Starting to
walk
curl good
over
now.
there now.
Goes.
Here's the
Hard.
big swing.
Hard, now, go,
guys.
go, go.
Late break.
Gun Fury.
Go, 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 go.
Go, 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 go. Need more. Need more. Need more.
Good shot.
That's pretty good.
That is very good.
Courtney, has this swing been pretty typical on this sheet, you think?
Yeah, I think as a whole, the ice is pretty weight sensitive, which it should be. You've got to throw it how you want to throw it in order to get it to the right spot, but the breaks have been fairly late, I think, I'm remembering on this sheet, so you just have to be patient. Looked like that one was way out there and then just took a big move at the end.
It's one or the other, right? You can either hit here or here.
All right.
What do you like?
I like it. I like
Thin or
this one.
thick?
I think you just hit it right here.
Right there?
Yep.
Jed's keying up the hit, as he likes to do. He likes to throw some weight.
Could sit 1 at the end of this.
He
See
could.
if he can get some moving.
Gets them all moving.
Should be able to.
I've been working, doing some sort of dance out in the top 12 foot there.
He's got some moves.
As Jed gets ready to throw, I'll say that Luke Violette stole the first end on Scott Dunnam. He's up 1-0 playing 2. Here comes Jed Brundage, his opening rock. Second end, down 2-0.
Hard! Right to it! Hard, Cam, right to it!
Hard!
Right to it, right to it, right to it, right to it!
Really got to go here. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, wow.
Lucky and unlucky, both. Very difficult to throw that much weight and just tick that one in like that.
Moved maybe a foot, but
Let's see what he's facing now, Corey Dropkin, though.
it's a foot that made him shot stone.
They're shot right now, so we can just try a soft weight.
I did
Tap it back to here, right?
poke it out a little
It's a
wider.
heavy draw.
I think that's the best outcome, right? Yeah. I mean,
They're shot right now.
I'm just, if you just throw like back button natural and let you guys sweep it to the tap to here, it's great.
The way this team discusses shots reminds me a little bit of Team Schuster in that Mark Fenner, the second, comes down to talk, while Tom Howell, the lead, remains pretty much at the other end. If you've ever seen Team Schuster play, you know that John Landsteiner, I don't think I've ever seen him at the far end. He's usually at the other end, like waiting down there, like he's expecting someone to deliver him a latte or something.
It's got to be interesting since Howell does vice, when, well, actually,
Well, he throws
He throws vice, but he-
third, but he doesn't. He's not
That's
in the
right.
rings. What's interesting is I know Tom Howell. He's a really smart guy.
he's great in the commentary booth, too.
He's a terrific guy. He grew up curling at my club in New Jersey.
Let's make it good.
So Corey Dropkin's going to try to move this rock back, quiet, tap weight. Doesn't need to move it out of the rings. Just wants to be sure he's lying at least 2 after this.
Yeah, the bad thing about
Just
poking that
Whoa,
one a little
whoa,
bit, he's
whoa,
actually got
whoa.
a little more of
Girl.
the yellow rock, so
Whoa,
he's
all right,
got
clean.
Yeah, it's
better
barely
angle to
edge
get
on
to the
edge right now.
inside.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Barely edge
Go
on
ahead.
If he
edge.
makes this one, Jed's going to have a real
Gotta
tough
go,
time.
Tom.
Does have to move. It should snap, but we'll see if it still snaps a little more weight.
Keep going, Tom. Hard.
Yeah, it's starting to go now.
Hard. Go, 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 go.
Great
Pretty
shot.
darn good.
Good shot by Corey Dropkin. That's going to be tough for Jed Brundage to score,
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot.
as he noted.
Yeah.
We're third shot right now. Yeah.
Really
I
difficult.
get that.
Let's hear what they think they can manufacture.
Yeah, I suppose you probably get a good. Yeah, you could. Good, yeah. Gotta go out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can come right too.
Yeah, you can come right
Oh, yeah.
through. All right.
I like that. Kind of saw a line out here, didn't we?
Yeah, it should be something like this, huh? Think that's enough?
Where did I throw mine?
Oh, I mean, we were like here.
Okay. Yeah, then probably. Huh?
Yeah, should be able to hold pretty good, I think.
With nothing on the in-turn side, he's going to try to draw to the out-turn side.
And he thinks if he has perfect T-line weight, he can just curl in to get enough of the forefoot to count 1, and I think he's correct with that. Do you think, Courtney?
Yeah, I think he's got enough room. He can get one in there. At the very least, he's got to do some damage control, so hopefully he can get something to poke in there.
One challenge is all those rocks in the rings are about the same distance from the
They
pin.
are. They're all about
he
half
almost,
in.
He almost needs to beat all of them
Yes,
to
it's
do
all or
any
nothing,
damage control.
possibly.
So here we go, Jed Brundage throwing his out turn.
Line's fine.
Line's good now.
Lance Wheeler goes down a heavy clean. He's behind the rock now.
Still
Cameron
curling.
Rittenauer
Keep curling.
switches
Keep
sides.
curling. Keep curling,
If he
Lance.
gets to
We're
that
good.
back one, if maybe he's
Keep curling.
The line looks
He's
good.
high enough.
Lance Wheeler's trying to work this across. Now they're going straight.
ooh, he's pretty close.
He's real close.
Hard
Real
Here they go.
close.
Hard Lance! Yeah! Yeah!
Wow.
What a great
Tremendous
draw.
shot to open the set for the second end. Jed Brundage.
Brundage picks up his single here in a dramatic fashion and now trails Corey Dropkin just by 2-1. We'll be back for the third end right after this.
Oh, great. The show's starting.
Come on, just trust me. Oh, trust you, like with the dollar oysters.
I don't think those were oysters.
You survived, so.
Wait, we can't go that way.
Watch this. They'll think we're VIP. Wow, he does think we're VIP. And backstage. Trust me now?
I never doubted you.
I did for a second, but it's gone now. I trust
The
you.
all-new Sienna. Toyota. Let's go places.
We're back here in
Close.
the third
Hard
end.
Lance!
Here they go.
Hard Lance! Yeah!
Look at this draw.
Yeah!
Wow.
What a great
Tremendous
draw.
shot to open the set for the second end. Jed
So there you go. Brundage looked like he might have been in jail, but he pardoned himself with a great draw.
Yeah, that's a huge shot right there, and the kind that can really give your team a lift when your skip comes in and makes a shot to get you out of a jam. Really, even though we're only in the third end here, if Brundage had gone down 4-0 against a team as good as Team Dropkin, it'd be a tough battle back. Now 2-1, they're right in it.
So let's send it down to our man, Price Atkinson, with our first price check this evening. Price, take it away.
Thank you there, Joseph. Yeah, just want to pass along a couple of records here of these two teams against each other. Corey Dropkin, 5-0 all-time against Jed Brundage, with the last 2 games of those 5 being the closest. Corey defeated Jed last year at Nationals by 1 and then again by 2 here at the 2021 edition of the U.S. Curling Nationals back on Tuesday. Over on the other sheet, sheet 5, Scott Dunnam 3-1 all time versus Luke Violette. And like that other matchup between Dropkin and Jed Brundage, the last two games between those two have been the closest. Dunnam won by 2 in Curl Masabi in 2019, and then by 1, the closest game these two teams have played back on Thursday. And just if you're scoring at home, Corey Dropkin with the best record against the field, 10-4, followed by Scott Dunnam, 10-8 against the other 3 teams. Luke Violette 3-9, Jed Brundage 9-10. So that's kind of the way they match up on a matrix against each other. Jed, back over to you.
Jed or Dean, but that's great stuff, Price. I love that. We got to mark one. Price
no, it's not just you.
Price is just helping me out there. I appreciate it. That's great stuff,
Taking one
Price.
for the team, Price. Thanks.
That is great insight.
Things have been really different. Sorry, Dean.
Good.
These two teams faced off in the very first draw. It was an 11-9 victory for Dropkin. But, things have changed quite a bit. The last 4 games, Brundage has won. He's on a roll. Ruinen, Burr, Fenson, and Dunnam. And sort of getting more impressive with each victory. So we'll have to see kind of how this all plays out.
Yeah, Brundage coming off that string of victories. Corey Dropkin just dropped his last game to Luke Violette. That's what meant a lot of the 5 and 4 teams were eliminated. But Luke Violette, even though he's 3-9, I guess, in one of his records I heard there, not very good. But Luke Violette's a young player. He may have had some of those games with his junior team. Probably 3/4 of this team, but he's probably had a couple different lineups for all those.
And I really think that Luke looks like a little bit of a different player than the last time I saw him.
Well, yeah, I think so. He's matured a bit, and he's certainly played awfully well this week.
Go Cam.
That's interesting now when you look across the field. Obviously, Dropkin's team has been highly competitive, has a lot of experience at a high level, and this is really kind of one of the first situations for some of the playoff teams here. Luke has been in some high, world championships and high competition situations, but it'll be interesting to kind of see these other 2 teams who maybe haven't had as much of those experiences, how they react.
It's definitely a different experience when you get into the playoffs at the men's nationals. All the other teams, for one thing, pack up and go home. I remember the first time I was in the playoffs, and I realized, boy, there's a lot of room in the locker room all of a sudden.
No.
We don't have locker rooms here in the bubble, but
Can't bump here.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't bump here.
Sorry, fellas.
So right now you're getting a live look in on Dunnam Violette as well.
That's lower. That's on the right side of your screen, lower portion.
Okay, I like hack.
Jed's going to ask for hack weight here from Lance Wheeler. Last stone from Mark Fenner, a little heavier than they would have liked. It's exposed. Here comes Lance Wheeler.
Whoa.
This is his second shot of the third end.
Straight. Whoa.
Now switching to straight.
Yep. This one. Okay, sorry.
Nice shot there.
Yeah, that is a great shot. Forcing Corey Dropkin to take on this run back.
Which turn you like?
Certainly as one of the better throwers of run backs in the field in the hack to do it. Mark Fenner.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
Close.
Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Good.
Stuffed one, got rid of one though. Better situation.
Real nice.
Courtney, how active is your young women's team trying to be with the brushing? We see a lot of these men's teams are really moving from side to side. It's a lot more active than it used to be. Trying to make a rock curl or prevent the curl. We hear curl straight. Does your team use curl straight, or are they using names still?
We actually do a little bit of both, I find. It's definitely an art with the communication, but something we've worked on a lot with the sweeping angles.
You do this too, that's not bad.
Talked to a lot of
Just line
different
these up.
teams about what works for them, because so much has changed in the last couple of years.
Exactly.
So it's a constant trying to just get it right, because I think you can You can see it now. You can see how the rocks
Whoa.
move and how they don't move when you're maybe not doing the right technique. So
Yep.
it's a huge, huge point of focus.
Yep.
Trying to hold this straight here. Lance Wheeler working hard on it.
Yep. Okay.
Pretty big break for Dunnam over there on sheet 5.
Just off
Heel
the
weight
inside of nose.
just tickled Dunnam Stone
That side of
back
nose?
behind the
Yep.
tee line.
Yeah.
Now Dunnam with last rock has a chance to lie 3.
8-5.
Sure. Ice looks a little tight, but run with it.
Joe Polo has to make this double.
Whoa.
Close.
8-5.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Hard.
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 Curling, Joe thought the ice was a hair
Hard.
tight, but I think he's going to be okay. Nope.
Okay.
Should have asked for a skosh more.
Just a skosh.
It's like just hack.
I got like an inch or two of it, Jed.
Okay.
Must have. Oh, no, they're calling the draw now. I was gonna say they must have more than it looks like. going
Yeah,
after
Evan
it.
Workins, I think Jed Brundage thought Evan might have more of that than he does. Evan Workins said he only has an inch, not an inch, an inch. And he will try to play this freeze.
room. Tons of room yet.
Meanwhile, I'm sure
Come on, Lance.
Luke Violette is lining up those 3 redstones, trying to
Line's
figure
getting
out what he
better
can
here.
do with those.
Good, guys. Come on, guys. Get there. Get there. We're good.
Looks like they're moving it pretty good.
It is. It should start to walk over. They don't want to bounce it. It will curl.
You know, the one thing
Sweepers.
we've talked about a lot on our team is going
shot.
with the curl is actually
I got a
how
little
you
bit of
drag it
space.
as well.
Yep. Hack weight.
Whereas
Yep.
before we kind of thought that might take weight off. If you're moving with the curl, it's really dragging it. So I think
You
he
like
kind
that,
of
Brooke?
saw that right there when he was
Wouldn't
trying
mind
to push
another
it.
inch.
It was keeping it walking at the same time.
It's true.
Just clean.
Oh,
Clean.
close.
Close.
Oh,
Close.
close.
Yep. Yep. Hard cooch. Hard cooch. Hard. Hard. Hard.
This rock's curling too. Curling hard. I think he's going to rub. I don't think Joe Polo loved the spot of the broom on either of those shots.
Discard this guy.
Jed Brundage in a
here?
good spot now. After Evan Workin froze on the corner and Joe Polo
Yeah, so I had
wrecked.
you like here. I got you. You were out.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I was like, I feel like
I think this is pretty close.
okay.
Violette coming down now on sheet 5.
Just have to get it
Looking to
across
make
the
a soft
center
double.
line.
You saw him make a couple of great soft doubles.
Just guard.
Doesn't really need the double, but he does get a pretty good roll.
Real nice shot.
Good shot by Luke Violette. I think that shows a bit of maturity. Didn't go down there and just try to throw it as hard as he could and try to make a triple.
Absolutely. Just trust in the line and giving it to the sweepers.
That's Cody Klauser. You see his broom in the rings there.
Guys, line's great. We got to wait it here. Might have to curl at the end. We just got to cross the center.
So they're saying they need this to get
That's getting better
across
here.
the center line. They can show him the
We're getting
right
better
side
here.
of this.
Whoa.
Just coming
Let's let it
a
stop.
little deep on this one.
Great. I think that's fine.
Does the job.
That's fine.
That should work okay, yeah.
Actually not terrible that it almost edge to edge with that red guard.
Made the run a little trickier. At least from this angle, looks like
Should jam here.
it's pretty tight to that guard.
Is it smarter to just throw in here?
See what Joe says.
No, I think let's make this double.
Okay.
I think let's make this double.
All right.
Then he's got to double back.
Yeah. Should run really straight here, right?
Like 7-5 or 8-5.
7.5 is good.
Okay.
So Corey's plan is to make this double and save his red stone that's in the forefoot. He thinks that shot is there, which it is. And then if he makes that double, then Jed Brundage
Big turn.
may feel compelled to try his own double on the Dropkin stones. Scott Dunnam over in the adjacent sheet, a touch heavy. So he will lie 1, 3, and 4. And I think Luke Violette might be happy to get out of that, only giving up 2. Or he might go there.
It looks like he's got quite a pocket there.
Yeah.
We're talking about the basket hit, but it looks like that middle row just goes straight back into the yellow.
Yeah, it does look like he could steal here as well. So
Whoa!
here's Corey Dropkin. He's close.
Atta boy.
I'll do.
Really a terrific shot. And now, just as Corey drew it up in his head, Jed Brundage faces a double back. Jed can take the straight back or slash it. I think he's going to try it just straight back.
Well, one thing about these teams, they make you pay if you throw your guards deep.
They
you
sure
don't see
do.
them missing many of those runs.
Oh. Yep.
So Jed Brundage facing 2 Dropkin counters. His last rock of the third end.
Hair low.
Going the intern.
Whoa.
Doesn't sound promising. Coming up. Ooh. Did not quite come up enough.
I just need less.
So it'll be a draw of the full 12-foot for 2 here for Dropkin.
And in a fairly quick turnaround of that end, 1 double takeout later, now Corey Dropkin has a draw for 2 to take a 4-1 lead in this game.
All right, you like the speed over here?
So Violette comes in, but too deep.
For my draw.
Dunnam has a draw here to the button for 2.
You can come to that yellow stone and be
no
shot.
problem.
And there's about a number of different ways you can make this, but nose of the yellow scores 2.
Feels like he's got a hockey glove to throw this to.
Yeah.
I thought it was there. I thought it was there.
Corey Dropkin likes the weight out of his hand.
Heavy clean, guys. Heavy clean.
Well, as that rock makes its way down the sheet,
Heavy clean. Looks like
Scott
you go.
Dunnam over on the adjacent
Can't
sheet
hurt
is
it.
throwing his
Looks like
draw
you
for
go.
2.
Make it good.
But the only
15-2.
mistake he can make here is to be light.
Good shot, Court.
Nice deuce, boys.
I think that was a skip deuce, Corey. So nice job.
So Dropkin's going to take a 4-1 lead. We're going to see what happens here with Dunnam's hammer. Looks like it's pretty
Looks
good.
close as long as it makes its way over, which I think it will. Great shot by Scott Dunnam. I think it should stick right there. 2 for Dunnam.
So Dunnam takes a 2-1 lead over Violette. They're going to be heading the 4th. We'll be back with our feature matchup right after this.
USA Curling is committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion in sports. Our new Icebreakers program, created and led by Deborah Martin and Dean Gemmel, will promote strategic outreach by clubs to Black, Indigenous, and populations of color that have been underrepresented in curling. By introducing our amazing sport to new groups, we can create lasting connections that will benefit our clubs and the communities around them. You can find more information about Icebreakers in the Diversity and Inclusion section at usacurling.org. Icebreakers. Share the sport. Elevate the game.
Nice start. Good
So
touch.
Dropkin picks up 2 in the 4th end. Now leads Brundage 4-1. You know, Courtney, when the team comes out and drops 2 on you each time they have the hammer, what do you got to do to kind of claw back into this if you're Brundage?
Really nice.
Well, you have to be patient. These are 10-end games. You always have to remind yourself if you do just that same thing and get a couple forces, you don't have to steal. You don't have to press really hard to score in a hurry. Just get your 2s with the hammer and force the other team to get one when they've got hammer, and you should be able to do the math and kind of crawl your way back in.
Yeah, I think they have to remember that, you know, in the first end they were having a little bit of trouble with draw weight. I'm sorry, in the second end. And then in the 4th end, you know, Dropkin made a terrific double there to kind of set themselves up.
Right, absolutely. That can kind of take the wind out of your sails sometimes when the other team makes a great shot against you when you've got a really nice end set up, and it just kind of poof goes away like that. But you have to be patient and just look for your spots.
Starting to curl now.
10 ends is a long time.
Whoa.
We've got a pretty good setup here. A couple guards out front.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
I'm going to try to come around, but it may over curl.
Wide
Oh,
open.
they're
Wide
really moving
open.
today.
Okay, Tom.
Looks like that will be
good weight. I'll give
exposed
you
on the
more ice.
outturn side.
That might be 3/4 to more exposed there.
Yeah. I think that was a big deuce for Scott Dunnam over on the adjacent sheet. You know, they came off their they had a chance to beat Jed Brundage in the last draw of the round robin format and get into that 1-2 game. They lost, and then they went down 1-0 on a steal to Luke Violette, so I think that 2 was big for them.
Okay, line's good.
Yeah, I agree. You know, they got down to Brundage pretty quick
Line's good. Little room
earlier
yet.
today. Easy to get discouraged if you think Violette's on his game. But that deuce is probably going to help their psyche quite a bit.
This has to sit down. Looks like it will sit at the back. And that's okay. Deep early isn't the worst.
Deep is fine. Sometimes you have to make sure you've got enough room behind those guards if you have to stack another one in there at some point.
That's true.
Helps you avoid those runs too, which we know Dropkin's team is very skilled at.
Yeah, make the run a little bit longer. Increase the margin of error.
Hack. Clean.
Good hack.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Thomas
Clean.
Howell working this stone.
Whoa. Whoa.
Nice controlled weight by Mark Fenner. He's going to
Really good.
hit and roll under his own, which is a pretty good spot.
Sick board. Yep.
So Brundage looking to hit and roll under his cover on the side 8-foot.
And he'll ask second Lance Wheeler to do that. Cameron Rittenauer working hard.
Whoa. 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 No. Go, Cam.
Or Evan Workin was working hard. Too many beards out there.
Yeah, it's just a straight spot.
So Lance asking Jed about his throw, and Jed indicating that he may have hit a straight path there.
Sounds like this sheet's going to be a bit tricky. We've got some spots that snap and some spots that are straight.
Same way.
Lots of nice big finish here, though.
Oh, it's probably too high there.
Okay.
I'm
Board.
good with just on.
Team Violette just
Board.
rubbed over there. First bit of reaction I've seen, a little bit of frustration
It is
from them.
to here.
Okay. Yep.
Here comes
Yep.
Mark Fenner.
Solid board.
Clean.
Solid board.
Curl. Clean. Curl.
I think they're actually trying
Follow
to
it.
roll this one on.
Get in there, Joe. Get it in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there.
So instead of kind of
Roll
electing to
this
just
on.
play that straight
Attaboy,
peel, they
Cooch.
decided to see how good they can make it and roll right in.
And they made it pretty well.
They sure did.
Not only is this playoff Saturday here at the 2021 USA Curling Men's Nationals, Courtney, it's my vaccination Saturday. I'm fully vaccinated as of today.
Congratulations.
2 weeks
Big
past
day.
my last one, yeah.
Love it.
I say that just to note what how successful this bubble has
line's
been
good.
for USA Curling.
Absolutely.
Put a lot of work into establishing protocols and maintaining it
Yep.
and safety and no cases. And I think all the athletes felt they were treated well and
Whoa, we're by.
happy to be able to have an
Whoa.
opportunity to compete. This looks like it's going to pop out the other side.
Dean, if you forget this vaccination day, you might be in
Okay.
trouble. Isn't it your anniversary, too?
It's my anniversary as well, the 29th today. Yes.
Big day.
Shout out to my wife Amy for the 3rd time today. Scoring points, though. Appreciate that she is at home While I've been away,
Yep.
handling
Gotta
things.
Oh, oh, yep.
Joe Polo.
Oh,
Clean.
oh,
Clean.
curl, curl,
So do you have any plans when you
Curl.
get back to make up the
hard,
anniversary?
Curl.
hard.
Keep pushing, buddy. Keep pushing.
Even if I didn't, Courtney, I would tell you I did on this web stream.
Amy, are you listening?
Good job, Pitch.
Jed Brundage will try to duck one around. Corey Dropkin lying 3 in the rings right now. But Jed Brundage does have last rock.
Yeah, they're making him press a little bit here, probably a little more than they'd like to. They have to start going a little harder for their 2 because there are so many red rocks laying around now.
And this is really hooking. I think a little bit light, and I think it's on the guard. I think with the amount of swing you're seeing right now, it's not forgiving right now. You have to make sure you get out to the broom. This is now, I think I've talked earlier in the week about how you can typically on championship ice be positive to the broom. Sometimes in some spots this week that maybe wasn't the case, but it sure looks early in this game like you can be that. Let's hear Corey.
What would you rather?
Double peel's tough, right?
He's going to have something.
Okay.
Full 4.
Full 4?
Yeah, you see something else?
No. I just want to know what kind of depth.
So Corey Dropkin likes full 4 buried. Joe Polo.
Careful.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. We're going to have room.
So going back side by side,
Go ahead,
Dunnam,
Gooch.
Violet, Dunnam.
Line's getting better.
It's like
Line's
a
getting
city
better.
shot stone. And throwing
Come on,
here
make
in
it
the
good.
4.
We got a good one here.
Hard.
Always curl. Always curl.
Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Just full 4.
Trying to make it full 4. They don't need to be fully buried here, but they're going to be nicely buried.
Boys, good job.
Well swept, well thrown.
Really good spot.
Jed is forced to maybe consider this double now. Could also play that. And that's what he's elected to do.
Yep.
In-turn run back. If he gets it right, he'll open it up and remove that stone.
Yep. Yep.
But Joe Polo just put in the top 4.
Yep.
Yeah, they're putting him in a situation now where
Wait.
the 2 is getting harder and harder, and now 1 is getting harder. So
Yeah,
trying to
2
make
looks
sure they can just score.
2 looks really tough, and he needs to score here to keep the game within reach.
What does that give them?
4th and lower right quadrant on your screen.
And then we have the straight back.
Scott Dunham's lying 2.
Like that.
I think he's just line 1, actually.
Oh yeah, lying 1 at the. It's true. It's lying 1, but Luke Violette
Even really need to be really good.
can change that a little bit.
Yeah, like right here.
But I think this is the right depth, though. Just
Violette may end up
foot.
winding 2-3 after
Yeah.
this. Or,
Just a little
Or
bit
Dunnam
outside
could be
edge.
line 3.
wow.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's how Luke saw that unfolding.
Half in the 8. Pro side is full 12.
Advantage Dunham.
Pro side's probably full 12, right?
Yeah. Full pro side's probably being a little bit over here, too.
Okay.
I think Joe's right with the amount this ice is snapping there right now. It's really curling over.
Okay. That last one I gave you got to T-line, right?
We don't have stuff to
Comes Corey Dropkin.
Are the Berklets
Fourth
behind
and-
you playing some sort of frisbee beer can game?
Just clean,
Okay.
man.
I think it's
Jess
always
is
good.
making a ruckus.
I think it was a
Ken,
stainless
always good
steel
shot.
water
Just clean
bottle
that.
took a
Right
tumble.
here. Well,
Right off.
Now they're talking about top 8. They were talking top 12. He's close.
You're good. Line's perfect.
right here. Right here.
Maybe curling a little more than Joe Polo
White.
was a fan of,
Good,
but
good,
it's going to be pretty good.
Good.
That's a sweeper's delight.
They've got
Keep it clean.
advantage red rocks on both sheets here.
There's Dunham.
Good
Chaps
spot right
and
there.
Oh,
lies.
good shots.
Luke Violette thinks he can get a lot of those going, though.
Play this.
And he might be right.
Or
Let's hear what Jed thinks about his dilemma.
I'm trying to see what set's the next one too. Why not? I think it's fair, right?
we have this.
This is nasty, right?
Yeah, we roll it here. We don't want it to be like, that's no good, because we might have to play that on my last one.
Yeah, I like the big roll.
Yeah, if we can roll, we can get under to here.
Okay.
Right?
Wait.
Just board.
Okay.
Jed's Dilemma sounds like the title of a book in Oprah's book club.
Board weight.
So if anybody's looking for a book title out there, there's one for you.
Try to
Just
hit
change
it and
your
roll
character
your way,
names. Luke
Lance.
Violette is throwing on the adjacent sheet. He's facing 4 Dunnam stones. He's trying to hit this and catch the back of this other one. I think he's going to hit it too thin, but he will get that.
Boy,
Jam
just
the other one.
Totally unlucky
Wow,
again.
so fun.
Hit a little thinner than he wanted. He needed to be thicker on that.
Again, clean.
Here comes Jed Brundage.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Clean.
Yep.
Curl. Curl.
Asking Lance Wheeler to make this rock curl. They need to roll under all that stuff there, stuff out in front.
Come on.
On that same line, it seems like they just keep maybe getting caught on.
I think he's
I think you're right, Courtney. It's a tiny bit weight sensitive, or more than a little tiny bit weight sensitive. Throw it up a bit. It's not going to curl that much.
For sure.
Of course, that's always a little scary as a thrower, but hear what Joe outlines for Corey.
Yeah. Big board. Or 10-5, make sure it's gone.
10-5, make sure we get a longer roll, right?
Okay,
You good
this-
10-5?
this is-
Make
this-
sure we
this
get
is
a long
okay.
roll is better than here.
Like right here, 10-5. No.
It's fine, yeah. So board's fine.
So you like board then?
Yeah, you know what? I'd much rather him play that than draw on here, because he just made that to
So
himself.
right here with board then.
Okay.
Like board weight right there.
So they're going to throw a little less weight than Joe first talked about. Try to make sure they roll. They'd love to roll right to where Joe's broom is.
Meanwhile, on sheet 5, Dunnam can try to improve his situation after Violette threw a rock. I just don't think was thrown hard enough. Maybe like a 4-second peel.
Luke can throw it hard. Here comes Dunnam, who's showed great touch all week.
And they have not touched this.
Not touched it, but I think it's pretty close to what they want. They like to get least edge to edge.
Pretty good.
Pretty
Another
good.
really nice one.
Clean.
Wait.
Clean.
I don't know if Luke
clean.
gets
Whoa.
shot. If
No.
he hits it, it's
Nope.
if he can. If he does, he
clean.
can't even roll a fraction.
Whoa.
Yeah, geez,
Needs
he
curl.
almost couldn't hand place that
Clean.
better.
Curl.
I think if it's
Clean.
1 inch shorter, there's no
Curl.
way for him to hit and be shot. Trying to make this curl here on our sheet.
That's good. Real good.
That is good. They rolled to cover enough.
oh.
So this is last rock for Luke Violette. In our lower right screen, last rock, and last rock coming up for Jed Brundage as well.
I have no draws.
Both of them throwing yellow stones and not facing great situations.
No. It's like they only used red rocks in this.
There's an 8-ender there if we go in both sheets.
Yeah, I think it's pretty there, huh?
Pretty there.
Red rocks must be better.
Like a Joe Brundage special league shot you can make in your sleep.
They're the superior color.
Evan Workin's trying to buoy his confidence, buoy the confidence of Jed Brundage. Let's see.
Tickle this and
Like
try
just
to
back 4, huh?
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know if he'll be shot, but he will cut them down here, I think. Oh, he does
he does.
barely.
So steal
Not
a
a bad
1 there for
result.
Dunnam.
I think giving up 1 was about as good as Luke could do there, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if he could hit and be shot.
He makes us
So Dunnam goes
Yeah,
up
we gotta-
3-1.
We got to rub that one and roll back in a little bit.
So what do you end up deciding here?
I think he's going to try to come across the,
Coming
around
through
the
the
yellow,
hole?
or through that hole, and try to, I think once they get past the yellow, they'll be sweeping it to hold it straight and then hope to flop in a bit.
Sure. He's got kind of the magic handle here, too. I think he can make that rock dance through there.
Whoa. Clean. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Curl.
Well,
Curl.
that, Courtney, means that she thinks his rock will curl a little bit more.
Hard curl.
It's real
There goes
close.
Lance, got to work it. Straight now. They don't want to wreck. They don't want to wreck. Oh. They got so aggressive trying to get around that. Now they're going to give up 3.
3 Dropkin, and Dropkin takes a 7-1 lead after 4. We'll be back with the 5th end right after this.
Innovation, style,
and performance.
The G50 has it all.
I love the speed and comfort.
And they're so light. Wow, this is light. It offers the choice of Teflon thickness. That's best for your level of playing.
Beginner or pro?
The G50 line has a shoe for you. The quality of the shoe is great.
And they're really comfortable.
Sleek.
Stable. Secure. It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
And we're back here. 5th end, Dropkin now with a commanding 7-1 lead over Jed Brundage.
This is Dropkin lead Thomas Howell. He'll be trying to put it in the top of the 4-foot, and then look to see Corey Dropkin stack another one in there with a 7-1 lead, playing the 5th end.
Line's good. Line's good.
So certainly if you're Team Dropkin, you feel you're getting pretty close to booking your trip to the Olympic team trials in 2021. For people who haven't been watching regularly, John Schuster, as the last year's champion, already has his spot in the Olympic trials. 2018 Olympic gold medalist John Schuster.
Tabitha Peterson on the women's side, also in the trials.
And both of those teams competed in the recent World Championships held in Calgary and earned places in Beijing in the 2022 games for the United States. So whoever wins those team trials in the traditional format will move on to the Olympics.
Exciting stuff. Can't believe it's come around already.
Does seem incredible. Seems just to remind me of how quickly I'm aging, Courtney, because it doesn't seem that long ago we were celebrating John Schuster's gold medal.
I know.
Top 12.
Time is flying.
Line's good.
Width's good.
Just half 8-foot depth. Starting to curl now. Clean. Always Joey.
We need to leave it if it's curling.
There's a couple Twitter handles if you want to send anything to Courtney or myself.
Bite.
Yeah, work up that following.
That's good, Tom.
Good, Tom.
That's good.
I like to get a lot more followers than Derek.
Of course, I'd also urge anybody watching to follow @USA Curl on Twitter. It's one of the great, in my mind, great NGB Twitter feeds. I'm a little biased, but I think it's really great. Jenna Martin does a terrific job with it.
Yeah, real soft handle. We're close. 2, 3. 2.
Okay, line's good.
Cameron Rittenauer. I don't want to say much about Cam. The last time he did, he whistled one through.
Line's nice.
This is trying to get this as far as it can go.
Okay, you're good.
What?
All right, job.
Same weight here, Tom. Right. Straight here.
I just love the backward walks. It reminds me of every person that I told not to do that.
I said that same thing earlier.
And juniors.
Yeah, when you do a Learn to Curl clinic, you tell people you don't want to be going down the ice backwards. Now they're going to be watching this going, that's not what I was told differently.
Been doing it right all along.
Okay, line's good.
I like the moving around. I think that adds an element of athleticism to our game. But the backwards thing does look a little weird, so I'm hopeful the science might prove it doesn't really do anything. I think we got to get Lance busy on this. Lance Wheeler in the hack now.
Not bad, Cooch.
I mean, logic would say it probably makes sense because we're really going for the angle, right? The micro scratches to walk the rock down on the right path. So
right. If we think micro
it makes
scratches work
sense.
the other way, why wouldn't they work when you go backwards and
Right.
match them from the other side?
Close. Really nice.
Intellectually, it does make sense.
Line's good.
For sure.
Fort.
I got to see all the studies. I need the data.
Fort, we're right to it.
How are we going to sweep next year?
Yeah, I think
Can't bounce.
it's certainly evolving constantly.
No, you don't.
This looks pretty good if you can get right on the corner of it. No bounce. It can't bounce. Nice throw by Lance Wheeler there.
Just off.
Nice focus after a tough fourth end for Team Brundage. They were so close on that last one. Courtney and I were talking that sometimes with the straight curl sweeping, the directional sweeping, there's a tendency to overcook it every once in a while, trying to manage it so closely.
Yeah, a lot of it. You see, all week long, I think I've seen many teams do that. You feel like you want to help the rock in some sense, and sometimes you just have to leave it be. Sometimes it's doing its thing just fine on its own.
Left side. That side.
Lance Wheeler will try to replicate that on the other side. His first shot.
Heavy clean. Heavy clean. Heavy clean. Be close.
Gotta go.
Okay, line's fine.
Gotta go. Okay, curl that. Gotta go.
This move that Cam does to kind of come around the backside of the other sweeper. Sweep out in front, maybe.
Well, curl it. Curl it. That's fine. Yep, curl it. Just a little rub here.
I don't think Jed Brundage is going to add the valet to their repertoire, but
No.
He seems unlikely to come out and help, jump in next to the rock.
Okay.
Give me peel. Make sure you make contact.
I'm gonna say,
Maybe
has
a little
Jed
more?
taken off a couple layers as of late? Is he a little thinner than he used to be?
I don't know.
He looks
Actually,
fit.
I guess
I mean, it's good.
No.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you may have now that you mention it.
Whoa. Curl. Curl.
Comes Joe
Curl.
Polo.
Whoa. Whoa. Go with it. Go with it.
Gonna smash this Yellowstone out of there.
That's better. That's better. All the way out. All the way
Want
out.
to get that right out of there so it doesn't line up.
Yeah, I like putting one right there.
That's a compliment.
There's definitely a improvement in coaching. I think curling coaching still has some catching up to do to other sports, but let's hear what the guys have to say.
If we just do this and kick that out of the way, it's pretty good. Okay. I mean, it jams that, but we can get the 6
Right.
up, so.
Right. Go. Actually, let's come this way.
Corey likes the action he's going to get on the stone more with this turn.
You like 10-5?
So we're just going to go thin with it and stick it there.
Yeah. Here, let's go 10-5 right
Okay.
here. Let's go 10-5 right there.
Okay. Good with that.
So 10.5 hog time, hog to hog. This team uses that. They mix in a little bit of board.
You
How
haven't
much
seen
again?
teams throwing more than maybe
You throwing 10-5 or board?
board to 10-5 all week.
Okay.
The ice is so slick and it moves so
10-5?
nicely with sweeping. With all the good sweepers out here, there's really no need to overthrow rocks.
Just a quick programming note. Matt Thumes scheduled for the 5th end break. Oh, that's what's on my chart, BA.
Well.
Yep.
Just clean.
Yep.
Clean. Clean.
Yep.
Whatever the case, we will have something at the 5th end break, and it will be tremendous.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sean Olson, head
Sean
ice
Olson.
tech for the USA
no.
Curling. Here he comes. He's going to try to that's what he wanted to get a little action on that.
Good.
Oh, that's
Made an interesting move that red spun back in.
That's sneaky for Corey. Up 6. There you go, Jed. Deal with this. Let's see what he thinks.
That stays. Comes over.
That's right, Matt is scheduled for tomorrow. Excuse me, it is Sean Olson.
Right?
Maybe.
Jed unimpressed.
Stick here.
Plays that double.
Right? It's not an easy double if we stick right here, right? Might actually, if we stick here, then he just plays this. But that's there.
We let him play it, right? Yeah, it stays.
Yeah, you just kind of have to stick right here, I think. It's like, what kind of weight do you like?
Luke Violette over in the adjacent sheet just made a double and rolled to the corner frozen.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Back of the forefoot, I
fine,
believe
whatever.
he's lying 1.
Yeah, whatever tune you like here.
Right. It's like this with the outturn?
Yeah, I like that.
So not a lot of great options for Jed Brundage here, but he can make this shot.
Yeah. All right, peel.
I thought he might actually play the other side and kind of run those yellows
Trying
into
this.
the 2 reds and roll, but
Going to throw out-turn peel and come across the rings here. Hoping he leaves Corey a tough double. Not convinced Corey will take on either.
Whoa, whoa, right on. Cross house, cross.
So there's the scenario.
Okay, so 1, 2.
some interesting angles here.
Yeah, I don't think those angles ended up particularly good for Team Brundage up top.
Where we can put that it's going to hurt us.
There's Joe talking them through it.
No, I think just make the roll right here. I don't see what they have.
I'm just if they can make some sort of a run triple, like, so if we roll it to right there, maybe he might have something to.
But that's still there.
But that's still there so they might only.
Yeah,
get
if they
one.
make, if
Okay.
they toss that in, they're
Okay.
rolling out.
I like it.
He doesn't really have much.
It's just an option. Like, I'm okay playing this. I'm just saying, can we leave it in a bad
He
spot?
might have this with the out turn. No, because that ticks off of that.
Ticks off of that. Yeah.
I mean, do you like playing this? And if I'm just nose?
I just want to make sure, can we ever leave it in a bad spot where we're leaving him something, right? Because otherwise,
I-
you just send it through the hole and roll it.
Right.
Like, because unless we roll away. If
Right.
we roll away, it's bad.
Right.
It's also pretty bad if we roll in here and do this.
And
too.
move these around, yeah.
I'm just looking for the easiest shot. I'm okay
Well,
playing whatever you guys like.
realistically, this thing's gonna stay pretty close to these.
I was thinking just board weight and roll right here.
As long as we roll anywhere inside here, I think it's fine. Until we bump this. Not good.
Joe's right.
Right?
You guys like this? Okay.
I think Tom is right. I think the board as well. It doesn't roll quite as deep as they're indicating, but I don't think
We're
that's a
expecting this to be a little straight here,
big problem.
based on his draw.
Yeah.
That conversation, a good example of the mental
weight.
gymnastics
Board.
players go through
Sounds good.
at this level. Trying to imagine all
You like that
possible
ice?
scenarios.
I think
and
so.
expecting your opponent to make a great shot. So there we go. Here's what he's trying to hit and roll under. He just
guys like
needs
that
to,
ice and
even
board?
if he just rolls to the
Yeah.
center line, I think he feels pretty good. What he's worried about is leaving
Honestly,
Jed
even
Brundage a
if we
play
roll
on
to
that.
block the draw, it's not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
He's worried about leaving him that run and maybe some sort of run triple for a couple. Or 3. I don't see how he gets 3, but possibly for 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it. Sometimes when you're in a really good position like this, it takes longer to call a shot because you're trying to figure out what the other team can throw.
Clean.
Yep. Oh, clean.
Yes.
Yep.
Hard.
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 They don't want to roll too far. They talked about not wanting to roll too far. And they're not going to roll.
Really good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I think that's really good.
Corey thinks it's really good. Joe thinks it's pretty good.
If you could just hit that yellow really hard.
That's what I was thinking. What if you just hit the top yellow as hard as you
Kind
could?
of wick.
This one first, then that one.
Wick spin.
They might both come through and about the same time take out a red rock each.
The double tick squiggle.
Yeah, double tick squiggle.
You gotta get rid of both
I was
those.
gonna say, what does it spin like?
They turn in like gears together.
Like that. I think if he gets those going, there's a number of angles that might make those reds go away.
And the punches that one.
Oh, I hope they throw it. I want to see what these do.
Does this one roll with it back in?
I don't think so.
You know what I mean? Here first.
So
This shot will have a certain release the hounds quality to it.
you hit this pretty hard.
Sure,
Maybe
go
it
ahead
comes
and
off
call
of
her.
here, comes back this way.
But you know what I mean?
This comes off of here. I don't know if you ever get to.
Well, is that rock moving, or
No,
does it just
it
stop
touches
right there?
That's the
You
question. I don't know if you ever
change
get to
the angle,
there.
right?
That's the
I
problem.
don't think.
Well, what if you hit
stops right there.
the rock you're pointing at on that side,
Like the shooter's gonna
so you
punch
get this
that.
other one moving a little more? Almost hit them, you know.
Oh.
mean, if-
Yellows come back and hit each other.
Come
If
down
you
this
touch
way,
it,
you
Yeah,
mean?
like come in.
back at all. Like,
Yeah, and then maybe
Like,
this
you're-
comes
you're-
off of here
you're
and this
here
way.
First, right?
Who knows?
It's gonna come into this no matter what.
I think he's
all
throwing
right,
it.
you just
so.
you put the broom down. I'll throw it hard, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
Love
Yes.
That's gonna be
And that's
It feels like the
right.
Madison Halloween spiel.
when in doubt, throw Peel, and I think that's all he has, quite frankly. I do want to see how these react. So we're excited here. Jed Brundage isn't particularly excited. He's down ready to throw his rock. His team is still discussing it.
Fire
He
up
might-
the replay machine,
He
Brian.
might
You
throw
never
it
know what
without
might happen.
brushers. Cameron Rittenauer is still not at the other end.
You might
Now
want a
he's
sweeper or two.
Yeah, now Cameron's like, maybe I should get down there. Jed's laughing.
Yeah, I just.
If they keep up with this one.
Here, but
He doesn't think we have anything, but he'd like to see as much as we do.
Actually called timeout here, didn't they?
Yep. All right, we're going to see this rock moving, I think. Big breath. Lets it go. I don't think Jed's even going to say anything. This is how I thought about hitting it. Like that, like that, like that.
Oh, they hit each other.
Oh, it's going to stick.
Oh, man.
That was the way I
shot.
thought
Way
with
too
the
hard.
intern into it. You like that? You get all the action going.
Right on the button.
Exciting stuff, Jed Brundage.
little bit of weight control there, huh? Yeah.
So, here's the replay. Look at this little.
If that one just there, the double clip onto that. This one just, yeah, he needed to throw a little
man.
quieter.
Need a little less action on the second stone. Hey, so we're gonna go ahead to the fifth end break. Dropkin up 7-2, and we'll be back with that right after this.
USA Curling's new logo is now on merchandise. Shop the latest USA Curling collection to show your pride by sporting a hat, t-shirt, sweatshirt, or quarter zip at usacurling.org/shop.
All right, welcome into our fifth end break here with Sean Olson, my friend, the head ice technician for USA Curling. And Sean, what a week it's been for you and your team. You've had to, make the drive back and forth back to North Dakota at least 3 times because with your full-time job, 'tis the season. It's in season.
Correct, yeah. This was my 3rd trip to Wausau last night.
Wow.
But I do farm chemicals. We have all the different stuff. We make the plants grow better. So
yep.
We're busy right now. Everything's coming up out of the ground, and this is our go time. So it's not an ideal time to have a curling event, but we're making it work.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, it's a busy season for you with work, and then obviously, finally, we get busy with curling. It's taken a while to get to this point, but here we are. But I know your ice technicians and everybody's been thrilled to have the band back together.
Absolutely, I'm so proud of these guys. Everybody pulled together, stepped in, no complaining. They've just been doing all they can with what they've got and putting on the best show we can here. So,
Well, making ice during the month of May, I know, is an incredible challenge, and especially when you consider the type of a roller coaster of a week, 2 weeks we've had here in Wausau. We've gone from searing humidity to rain off and on to freeze warning last night in the mid-low 30s to sleet just the other day. It has literally been the gamut of weather here in Wausau, Sean.
Yeah, it's been a challenge. We've tried to anticipate what we could, tried to keep up with what we can, and where we did miss, we tried not to be behind too far. It's never perfect. There's some things we would have liked to have been better, but we've tried to provide the best conditions we can for these guys.
Yeah, and my guess is you've had to channel your inner Dave Stavatag, your mentor that you learned from, former head ice technician with USA Curling, and put all those different tricks of the trade to use this week with this May weather that I know is a challenge to make this kind of ice. I know Dave is always there, and wish Dave were around, but you and your guys just do a fantastic job with what the hand you're always dealt.
Absolutely. I mean, we picked the A team for this for a reason, and a few guys that couldn't make it we'd like to have, but we made sure we had a good team here, and won't lie, I mean, we're never shy about picking up the phone if we have a question, because at the end of the day, it's about getting the best conditions we can. So
yeah, John Cramps did a great job while you were away, and then obviously back with us now for the rest of it. And, well, I got to tell you one thing. You lent us a few of your ice techs along the way this week to run some cameras down there. Talk about the versatility those guys have. Not only can they do what they do with you, which is part science, part art, but boy, they went to work and really stepped up big with those camera work this week.
Yeah, for sure. They were even getting comments on their artwork with the cameras. There's not much a nice guy can't do.
Yeah. Well, I know it's going to be a busy, couple months. You're going to have to be busy with work, but once we get into the fall, we've got some qualifiers, we got some Olympic trials, we got some Curling Night in America. We got a lot of ice, some big events, Sean, to get ready for. What is the fall looking like for you, and possibly any opportunities with World Championships, Olympics, and some of the big things you've done before too?
Yeah, there's just tons coming up. The main focus is going to be trials and getting teams qualified so we can go forward to the Olympics. Get the mixed doubles qualified. There's just, like you said, it's just going to be a busy Olympic cycle year. So
yeah, it is, and I hope as we wrap this thing up, Sean, I hope that you're going to be able to find a little bit of time for some North Dakota State Bison football this fall, because not getting to experience it in the normal fall way inside the Fargo Dome like you guys are so accustomed to, and watching that Bison team run roughshod over everybody. I know you're going to try and get a few games in with your front row seats as well.
Absolutely. Yep, we'll be in section 26 throwing the horns.
All right, Sean, appreciate the time. We'll get it back to the game here, but that's Sean Olson, head ice technician. Always appreciate your time, Sean.
Thank you, Price.
Great work this week. Back over to you guys.
Thank you, Price and Sean, for working so hard on the surface. The implacable Sean Olson. He's an emotional man sometimes. But great ice tech, Sean. I was commenting earlier when I was playing seriously, man. I was playing a World Championship, a Continental Cup, a few other places. And I always thought the surfaces during our USA Curling National Championships were about the best you played on. And it wasn't always that way, was it, Courtney? I mean, you can remember a time when Nationals were played in clubs all the time, not in arenas.
Yeah, actually. Well, it seems like forever ago now, I guess. We actually played in whatever year it was, 2002. We played Worlds in a big curling club even. Doesn't really happen anymore.
No, so it's we have a good set of championship rocks, USA Curling. So we have progressed here. And those are the kind of improvements we need to keep making as a curling country. So, good reason to support the national body for curling.
And now that I'm coaching a junior team, I can talk about back in the day and stuff like that.
Yeah,
when
you
we
can.
played in curling clubs, when we wore pace setters.
Pace setter pants.
Men's polo shirts.
First one's luck, second one's skill.
Not the best fashion used to be in curling. That's come a long way. So we have evolved the sport. And we will continue to evolve and improve it here in the United States.
So Howell with a great tick on his first.
Curl. Clean. Clean. Curl.
Just a quick scoreboard update. Violette took one in the fifth. So he's down 3-2 to Dunnam. Dunham's got the hammer.
So far in that game, sort of a nice bounce back for Dunnam. They came off losing that game to get into the 1-2 game, so they were disappointed because they played awfully well this week. They gave up a steal early to Luke Violette, but then answered with a 2 and a steal of their own before forcing Luke Violette in the fifth end. So their overall enthusiasm may have dipped, and I think it's going to be back up. Here comes Lance Wheeler
good
on our feature sheet, looking for a
It's like
tight centerline guard.
Yeah, I think the weight's fine.
I think you can expect to see Team Drop can start making these rocks exit the playing area.
Had 2 perfect ticks.
Yeah, Tom Howell. He's a great player. He's a great teammate. You can tell he works hard to fit in with his team and be the right kind of influence on them. He's played with Corey Dropkin for years through junior and
Clean.
Tom's a fun teammate to have around.
Yep. Whoa. No. Clean. Clean. Yep. Clean.
Jeez. Team Dropkin just pretty much making everything right now.
they are. The shots get easier, though, when you're up 7-2.
That's true.
The stones at the other end seem large and close. Lance Wheeler will try to replace that guard.
One, two.
Get straight here. Okay, that's fine.
Might want to leave this one a little bit
That's fine.
higher.
That's good.
Yeah, do whatever you can to create some sort of jam situation, though, as well as they're peeling right now.
Yeah, it's unlikely, but
Living on a prayer, but you never know. Gotta
desperate
create some
times call
opportunities.
for desperate measures, don't
For
they?
sure.
Mark Fenner throws it hard very easily.
Clean. Yep. Clean. Clean. Yep. 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 Yep.
Rock count.
Oh.
Rock count.
Attaboy.
So when Joe references rock count, they keep track of how many rocks Fenner removes in a game, so he gets a bonus one for that.
It's like throwing another guard.
Picking off that one
like
over
this.
by the boards.
Oh, is that what they do?
That's the rock count. I'm guessing.
We do the same for Vicky Persinger. But
Yeah.
maybe we'll have to start a new count.
Might be interesting if someone
good
tracked
idea.
that through an entire event. Total rock elimination.
Whoa.
Back in the 4 rock rule day, it was a
read.
lot easier for a
Okay,
second
go
to
around that.
just
Right here.
eliminate rocks
Yeah.
left and right.
Well, curl if you can.
Well by it.
I'd just like to
long
tuck
as it's in the house,
this,
keep
show
going.
a little bit of this. They could take it a little further.
Okay.
Hammered the whole way down. Hammered the whole way down.
Okay. It's either this or we slam this here.
Whatever you like.
On
Whatever
the
you like.
adjacent sheet,
If we slam this, our
Scott
top one
Dunnam
probably scooches over and makes it better for them. So
Yeah,
I think just
rip this.
has
Make
3
it good,
red
Joe.
rocks in the rings, and I think he's lying shot, but Luke Violette does have one welded.
Yep.
Joe Polo
Hard.
hard, hard.
Good.
wants to hit and peel this right out.
Tom. Great throw.
Joe took last night off. He thought
Right
his hip was a little sore. He's been curling a lot. He was over in Scotland competing in the mixed doubles with Tabitha
Breeze there. I
Peterson.
mean, listen, if you come straight here,
Been a
just-
busy month for him.
Yep.
It's all lined up.
I got
Took
it.
the morning off, too, from what I remember.
Yeah, he
Afternoon.
seems fresh today, though.
Yeah, it's nice to hear his input out there. They have such a good dynamic. Joe's got a lot of experience, obviously.
Bottom right there, we're looking at Violette versus Dunnam. That's the situation. There's one guard out in front, just
you're
probably lined. There you go.
Hold on. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep, a little bit. Yep. Okay.
Straight PL, Joe. No, not yet.
Lots of play in the forefoot in this game. Rocks piled up in the middle.
Yeah, it's a good game, 3-2.
Yeah, clean.
There's a point here where Team Brundage.
Hard! Hurry! Hard! Roll any.
I don't think they love this.
Jeez.
Jed knows. So Jed does have something to work with now.
Sure.
I don't know if he's convinced with a sure.
Make sure it's buried. Yeah. So I had you like here, and when you got to like here.
Tighten down an inch, you think?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not sure this is something, Dean. Drop behind 3 wired.
Yeah.
Opponent still is in the side 12 foot without hammer.
It's almost like he has to get to the other side, but he has to overbury so they're not lined up.
Yeah.
And still be shot.
Yeah.
Luke Violette's first stone of the 6th end is on its way on the adjacent sheet. That's what you're looking at lower right. And here comes Jed Brundage trying a challenging draw around some wide red stones.
Oh, we got rub!
Real nice shot by Luke over here.
He may be shot stone now.
I think he is shot.
Straight!
And I think that was always the danger in this end for Scott Dunnam. He needs to make sure he can score here, I think, in 6.
Really good sweep, Cam. Pistol.
It's a great draw.
That really
that
is.
Shot is not easy.
Corey's going to take on this triple run or run onto welded to one at the back. That's why I think Jed might have had to go even overbury, make it even harder.
Yeah, hard to get back there.
Yeah.
Give me a scooch more.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gotta hit it just half inch high.
Scooch, that's a technical term they use in the Boston area, where Corey's from.
Boy, for having a sore hip, he's doing some deep squats there.
Joe Polo, yeah. I think he'd stand for this
painful.
one. Yeah, it looks painful from here, doesn't it?
Strong quads.
Let's see if you can hike. How long you and I can hold that in the next end, Courtney?
Yeah, no
over here.
thanks.
Clean.
Corey
Yep.
Dropkins, first
Yes.
rock
Hard.
of the
Yes.
6th end is on its way.
No!
Good.
And there you go.
There it goes.
Spilled everything.
So Jed will try it again.
Less, huh?
He's like, well, I guess I have to make that a little bit
Yeah,
better.
we're way over here now.
Oh, left side. Yeah, I got it.
Run out of house.
Even less.
Now he's thinking, I just have to bury behind that with a biter on the 12-foot. Meanwhile, here's Scott Dunnam, lower right. He's facing a tough situation there. Looks light. Oh, he's guarding. Maybe he thinks he's shot back there.
You can see the pinhole, I think, from the overhead, but it's really hard to tell who's shot and who isn't.
To me, that looks like yellow, but also looks like Luke could touch it again and make sure he's shot.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Uh-oh. I'm sort of hopeful that that changes before we have a measure situation.
I'm going to see all kinds of fun stuff this draw.
I think Luke thinks he can move it, though, and make sure
the
he's
draw
shot.
coming in.
Yeah, the
maybe a
guard's
little
fairly
bit
long.
Oh my gosh, Jed Brundage really, almost
Ooh,
brilliant.
Gosh, what a good try, though.
Really was. He's not even completely sure it's out. I think it is, but
Looks pretty out.
yeah. So Corey Dropkin will draw into the rings and force Jed Brundage to deal with that if he wants to blank or take one. He might take one here in 6, sort of running out of ends. Joe analyzing these outside shots, outside stones.
Is this hammer coming over on sheet 5?
We could play that.
No, this is not hammer. This
Luke's
is
last.
Luke's
Luke's
last.
Thank you.
Dunnam has hammer on sheet 5. This is the 6th end. I think Luke thinks he can just touch this and make sure he's shot.
Yeah, the way they move.
Now they're going to get close to the guard. Now it's like, do they have enough weight to move it?
He's got a piece of it.
He's definitely going to touch it if he has enough weight.
Oh, great shot.
No doubt now.
Now he might be lying, well.
He's just one.
Just one still.
Good, guys.
Let's see what Scott Dunnam wants to manufacture.
I don't think that yellow's going anywhere.
I don't either. And in fact, if you mess with it, you could end up giving up 3.
If that red,
I think he's gonna.
he's
gonna throw it away.
If there was no guard there, maybe you could somehow smash. But
I think he's gonna throw it away.
There's
Looking at
nothing
that,
there.
there's really all he can do, in my mind, is remove his own red and give up 3. So I'm gonna expect this to. Yeah, he's throwing this away. Smart call by a smart young man. There you go. Yeah, nothing to do there. Good shot by Luke Violette.
So steal a 1 here for Violette. He's going to tie that game up at 3. We'll be back with our feature matchup right after this.
I don't think there's really one moment that starts a comeback. We have the ability to overcome anything as long as we're surrounded by the right people.
I need a good group of people to trust to work on my body.
I'll be back and I'll be stronger than ever.
I go, who are you? He goes, I'm the guy that's going to save your life.
Comebacks imply returning to where you once were. I want to go where I've never been.
Back 8.
So our feature matchup again. Corey
Clean.
Dropkin up 7-2.
Back 8, back
7th
12.
end
Clean.
here. Brundage
Close.
down 5 without.
Curl.
Center guard
Curl.
up.
Curl. Curl.
Howell
Clean.
again looking to play
Clean.
the
Straight.
tick.
How did that go?
Certainly going to open it up. Looks like Evan Workin's going to try to work that over.
Good, Tom.
Pretty good.
But you don't often see Tom miss those ticks.
And that's why Joe and I think we might need to look at that
2.
rule.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dean.
Players are too good. I mean, you know, I actually want to see Corey Dropkin as a fan. I want to see him try some harder shots going forward. As much as I respect and admire Tom Howell's ability, I want to see some more shots like, say, Jed Brundage's last.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, just one's fine. Just got to be in front of this one.
Yep, we're good. 1. Wait's good.
Whoa.
1. It's good 1.
Well, the
Right.
game is
Mine's
always
fine.
evolving. Every rule that changes, players will adapt to whatever's happening out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best point, Courtney. You know, I think like any sport, our players get better, our
wanna hit
conditions
this?
get better.
I got more than half.
And sometimes you have to change the rules to keep up. Same reason they made golf courses longer. And
That's super thin.
It's really thin. Just kill that
So
one.
Tom going
Kill
to
the
peel his
red.
own, I think, here.
looks like it.
Haven't they made baseball fields smaller?
Clean.
Some places they did, like City
Whoa.
Field for the Mets.
Curl.
And, but now the pitchers
Curl.
are so dominant, I
Curl.
think they're looking at
Curl.
some rules
Whoa.
to make
Whoa,
pitchers
whoa, whoa,
less
whoa.
dominant.
Slash.
Yeah. It's an interesting phenomenon in sports, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I watched a baseball game the other night, and it seemed like every batter was hitting 150, so they might need to look at that. I like Jed's idea there, right? He thought he'd throw in there, cover that red stone. It's good thinking. Almost covered all of it. Now he's going to ask Lance Wheeler to get behind this one, and at least he should at some point have a guard to work with.
2, 3.
Yep.
It's about the most effective tick defense there is.
Yep.
It is.
Okay, we're by. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right here.
Those are the sounds of a team sweeping when they're down 7-2, playing the seventh end. Gets a little tougher.
That's good too.
Top one's okay.
Just a reminder, the semifinals, both men and
Unless
women,
you'd rather do
are
this.
at 9 a.m. tomorrow Central Time. The women's finals at 2 p.m. Central, and the men's final 7 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, just make sure we roll off. Make good, coach.
Does Mark Fenner think he can get both? I think he might have. And roll away.
Sounds like it.
Might throw this rather hard.
Yep, yes, yep, 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 whoa, whoa.
Gonna get that wide one. Oh, he's actually going to kick it in a little closer.
Jeez, what am I doing here? I'm down there too. Dude.
Slow down the guard.
I really wanted you to only throw one.
There we see
Just
Timmy
one.
Solon of the Young Bucks, though, as we lovingly tease him, he is not a young buck.
That's Tim Solon on the right there. He's the coach of Team Dropkin. Alex Fenson on the left.
I'll tell you what, though, we played
A little tight.
12 years of leagues together. Timmy is by far the best sweeper, always was
Okay,
the
where
best
are we?
sweeper on our team.
Look at that. Props to Tim Solon for his brushing
Fine.
ability.
Make sure it's over.
Meanwhile, great shot by Cody Klauser against Luke Violette. A run back that's left 2 red stones in a pretty good spot. In a situation that was looking pretty good for Violette. Now it's fairly promising for Scott Dunnam over there. So Corey's going to try, I think he'd like to get a little action on that one in the back 12. He's hit it once.
Whoa.
Or twice.
Curl.
So, Dean, we have a question from the chat. How would you word the no-tick rule?
How would I word it? I'm still developing it, Joe. I'm not exactly sure. What did I think?
Like
I think some
going
sort of
forward,
zone.
coming around.
I think some sort of zone you're required to put it in to begin with. So that makes it exciting.
Let's say touching the center line. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, I think what you have to avoid is something where we're going to need a lot of umpire calls, umpires coming out and making calls about where the rock is. So I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but and I also don't think you have to make it so that it can't be that you just touch it. That's what I think about the zone. You'd have to move it out of an area.
Take a look.
The person who asked, my rule would be that you'd have 4-foot lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that you weren't allowed to remove a stone from that's touching the center line to outside the 4-foot lines.
I think that would work. You can't remove it. So then you could bump it, but you can't move it out of there. And then leads have to make sure their rock is in there. Shouldn't be that difficult at this level, but
Ball clean. Oh. Curl.
might be
Curl.
exciting at the club level.
Curl.
I think, Dean, you said something to make that lead stone, a little more interesting too. That you had to get to a zone.
Yeah, that's why I'm in favor of maybe making that zone like that. You have to put your first one in a little tight, a little smaller than just anywhere 4-foot lines.
So let's establish it.
Well, maybe
something like that.
Sure.
All right. So there you go. We have to draw a yellow square in every sheet in America.
Yeah, meanwhile, ice makers around the country are cursing me with more lines they have to put in, more yarn or tape they have to put down.
Yep, right here. Yep, keep going, Cam. A little bit.
I'll tell you what, all full credit to Team Brundage. They're still grinding away here. At some point, their thoughts might shift to the semifinal game, but they're grinding away here.
Third.
I've seen worse setups for a team down 5.
Yeah.
Close. Whoa. Whoa. Curl. Curl. Curl.
It's close. They really want that, and they're not going to get it. I think Joe just wants to add to his rock count.
So at least one more guard here.
Yeah, so, you know, Brundage lying 2. He's going to guard this one that's fully in the 8-foot.
Cam.
I think one of the things is, I mean, certainly Corey Dropkin should be able to draw the 4-foot at some point here, but when you're up 7-2, you prefer not to have to. Hunter Clausen just made a good shot against Scott Dunnam. Now,
Line's great. Line's good.
Scott Dunnam is
Just cross the
lying
center line, we're
3.
good. Just cross
No
the
guards
center.
in play, but 3 rocks in the rings for
Line's good.
fairly well spaced out for Scott
Whoa,
Dunnam.
Whoa, whoa, we're good. Whoa, we're good. Whoa.
It's fine.
Sit. There you go. Good job.
I don't think we can afford to try the dig out. No, I think we got to try this. If we ever tick it.
Well, they're creating some opportunities here.
I've only got a piece of it.
Call that the teaser sometimes.
Yeah,
Guard
it can be
not
good
quite
sometimes
perfectly.
to show.
Make them go after it, and
sure
maybe
it's
you get
open.
lucky.
I think Corey's thinking he'd like to take on this slash double. So Corey's thought process there is that if he tries to get to this one behind the yellow guard Jed Brundage just put up, if he ever just rubs the guard, slides through that opening, all of a sudden Brundage has a chance to lie 3 and really force the draw on Corey's last stone.
Looks like Chase Sinnott made a really
Think a little
nice
less.
cross house over on sheet 5 to get Violette out of the bind here.
He did. Dunnam still has a chance to lie 2, but he might leave Violette with some kind of double himself. Corey Dropkin trying the peel, but trying to pick off the rock in the ring, so really a long double.
Close.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Hard.
Yes.
Hard.
Ooh, this looks
Waited on it.
One more time through the hole.
Swing and a miss.
so they're going to put the guard up again, Jed Brundage.
You want to nibble it?
Yeah, we want to be in.
I like getting it tight like that, forcing Corey to make a decision.
Half in.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can show him the outside
Fair
of
less.
that rock that's in the top 8-foot that belongs to Brundage. Nice to have present the visual for the thrower and the hack for Dropkin of the
Touching. As long as touching the house.
of the stone that's closer to the center line,
Yeah, it's a lot of room.
right about there.
Just an edge, maybe. Just gotta get to the center line. Less.
Could probably even afford to be into the 8-foot here.
Yeah.
Pretty good. With our room. We got room. Whoa.
Well then.
Whoa then. No. Nope.
Doesn't want to be heavy. It is start. I think it will start to
Make sure
grind
it's
up.
touching.
This is okay.
As the weight will come off as it starts to
Fine.
curl.
Oh.
Just bite. Yep. Come on.
There you go.
It's pretty
Good
darn
shot
good.
there.
Pretty good shot, and now Corey Dropkin will draw against 3. When you're down 7-2, that's about all you can hope for here.
Yeah.
And it's certainly a little nervy for Trine Dropkin. They, this is a time when you start to worry about a pick or anything
Right.
else. You don't really want to have to do this. I mean, I expect Corey Dropkin to make this shot. He just needs to touch the 4-foot to count 1.
Should be okay. Similar speed to what I've been throwing you. Let's make this good, boys.
Corey Dropkin, last shot, 7th end, facing 3.
Don't hear him. It's running right now.
Tom Howell said he had there.
Starting to turn. Starting to turn. Starting to turn.
Now it's starting to curl, which means the weight's coming off.
14-9 though.
14-9.
draw.
Sweepers love that one.
Dropkin picks up one here, and it looks like it's going to be fist bumps.
Fist bumps and broom taps.
So Dropkin going to pick up the win. He's going to go to the final.
And to the Olympic team trials in 2021. He's just booked his trip to that. Yeah. He's the first team out of the event to do that.
Hey, good luck, man.
Congratulations to Corey. And we're going to go to a quick break. We'll switch our attention to the 3-4 game when we come back right after this.
It's not what it used to be.
It's not just a couple guys we have to look out for.
It's everyone.
They're all great.
So it's not just about how good we can get as individuals.
It's about how good we can be together.
To find the right person for each position.
And the right tool for every job. It's more than a winning combination.
It's a solution.
Gold Line.
The choice of champions.
So we're back here. We're switching our attention to that 3-4 matchup between Scott Dunnam and Luke Violette.
So we're into a good game here. This is the 3-4 game. The loser of this game is eliminated from the event. The winner will go on to play Jed Brundage, loser on the adjacent sheet, in the semifinal.
Clean.
Page
Clean.
playoff details located at
Clean, the whole way, just
pageplayoff.com.
Clean, yes. Clean.
Yes.
Clean.
Clean. Clean.
So the force.
So Dunnam picks up one here in the 7th. You know,
All right, get it.
let's talk real quick
Playing well.
about Dunnam and Violette's week.
Just bring a couple together, right?
Dunnam got off to kind of a slow start. Dean.
Well, not entirely
No,
slow.
not
They
exactly.
started 2-0
2-2.
and then fell to 2-2.
2-2, and then they started winning games left and right.
Yeah, they had the day they went. The day of 2 losses. They had it was a tough draw. It's like you're always looking at the draw in these events, and in advance, you're not trying to get too far ahead of yourself, but you are thinking about the games you should win and the games that you're going to have to work to win. And they lost a couple that they had to work to win, but then they came back. They've got a lot of mental toughness, this team. Interestingly, for people who haven't seen them so far in the event, during the pandemic, they're all young guys, and but they Cody, Scott, and Andy live in the Philadelphia area, but they relocated, got an Airbnb in the Twin Cities once they knew this event was on. Were able to work remotely from there during the pandemic and practiced with Hunter, who was already in the Twin Cities. Hunter's originally from the Potomac Club in Laurel, Maryland. So he knows, he grew up playing with these guys. DC to Philly, not especially far.
So we're going to send it down to Price Atkinson for a quick interview before we switch over to this feature matchup.
Thanks, Joe. Down here with young Thomas Howell. And Thomas, as you said, it doesn't feel real until it's real. And now it's really official. You're going to the U.S. Olympic trials. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it feels that was our number one goal coming in. I think the first goal we wanted to achieve, and on to the next goal. So it feels good to make it official.
Then that next goal is obviously becoming U.S. national champions, which you guys will have the chance to do tomorrow evening. Doesn't matter who you play. I know you take on all comers, and the way you guys are playing, I know you guys have got to feel really good no matter which team you're going to see.
Yeah, I think we're the team. Everybody from each position is grooving. So we're going to enjoy our time off. This is going to be our longest break to get some time to rest and come back and do what we do.
And I know a lot of the teams have employed it this week that have a fifth here, but I know it's a really added advantage. Joe was over and doing mixed doubles duty, and you've got somebody like Ziggy, Alex Svensson, who can come in here and play, and you can go interchangeable along with Mr. Versatility yourself, whether you're throwing third rocks or first stones.
Yeah, it's we're blessed to have 5 guys that we all love each other, and we all fortunately can throw the rock. decently when coming off the bench, and so it's been nice to get a couple guys some breaks to rest up. So.
Yep, so true, Thomas. Congratulations again, Olympic trials. We'll see you guys. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thank you, Bryce. Good thoughts there from Thomas Howell. So just real quick while we start watching and focusing on this game.
It's biting the back of the tee line.
There will be 6 teams in the USA Olympic team trials this time. John Schuster's booked his spot by winning last year and on the men's side. And then now Corey Dropkin joins him.
Back tight.
There will be whoever Corey Dropkin faces in the final at this event. We'll also have an Olympic spot in the 2021 Olympic team trial. So that's 3 teams, and then 3 more teams will come from a qualifying season in late summer, very early fall. Probably just late summer if I really go by the calendar. So that's how we're determining it, determining the teams in the Olympic trials. Women's side is the same. One of the reasons why it's a slightly larger field than in past Olympic trials is the pandemic. We haven't had a chance to see teams compete, especially this past year on the World Curling Tour, and see how they do out there and look at those results and use those as qualifying elements. So that's why you're going to see this qualifying series and essentially 3 teams from the last 2 national championships.
Back 4.
So if you're a big fan of the Jed Brundage rink, they're going to get another shot
Back 4.
Tomorrow.
Hard.
They win that semifinal.
Yeah, so Brundage has to remind themselves that they earned the 1-2 game with their fine play this week, and with that they earn a second crack at things.
I bet you can see enough to try this. I think the corner freeze is pretty good.
I like that, then.
Yep.
I'm fine with either one.
You know, Courtney, I had Luke Violette
almost
in the booth
biting
with me
forefoot.
For a game during the mixed doubles, or the women's. He came in and helped me out during a women's game, and I have to admit I felt like I was commentating with a guy who was always 3 steps ahead of me.
I think to say Luke is definitely an analytical person would be maybe an understatement. I hear he's civil engineer, I think.
Yeah, and
Am
that's
I right?
not
It's close.
Yep, civil engineer, and that's not meant as any commentary on your own abilities here. But Luke, compared to anybody else, was always about 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, he thinks through every situation and every possible shot that can happen. His mind works quickly.
It does.
Got quite the candy cane working here.
There's the how things shake out. So the winner of this game goes on to play Brundage. The winner of that game goes on to play Dropkin. And the winner of that game is crowned the 2021 USA Curling Men's National Champion. Gets her name on that. Really, we have a big men's national champion trophy. That thing's a monolith. So here we go. This is Cody Klauser now, second for Team Dunnam.
We're probably a 2.
Scott and Andy Dunnam on this team are brothers. Cody Klauser is their cousin. Bruce Klauser, Cody's dad, is the team coach.
Yeah, just leave it. Higher the better.
Okay.
Not bad.
It's like more play forced to the middle.
Double peel.
I don't know that we've seen an end with anything really on the wings yet, other than some of those biters in the
Pac-12
Pac-12 last end.
Yeah, judging from, we've been glancing over this sheet, but it's been an interesting game. No matter what you thought of the Brundage-Dropkin matchup, we did get to see that 2 rocks moving into the 4-foot shot from Jed Brundage. That was exciting.
Lane.
Might have been one of the shots of the week.
Yeah,
girl.
Pretty cool.
Hard girl. You got it. Go, 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 go.
And the double peel here.
Good.
There you go. Ben Richardson. I watched Ben. Ben qualified for the mixed doubles team trials right before this event started. And I was impressed all week by his ability to throw up weight easily. Lots of people can throw it. He's one of those guys who looks like he throws it for fun.
Right here.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Courtney, you haven't played in a number of years, competitively, I guess. Seriously, do you miss it?
It comes and goes. Depending on the year, depending on what was happening, there have been more intense years and less intense years. Actually did play last year, but it seems like it was many years ago after everything that's happened.
This last year certainly seems like it was a bit of a journey, doesn't it?
Don't jump it. Don't
2.5.
Yeah. That is for
Okay,
sure.
make it nice now. Make the weight nice.
I think the
Little
nice
higher.
thing is
Yeah,
now.
always straight, always straight.
I'd say I'm a pretty busy person.
clean it, just
Coaching
clean
has
it,
made
just
me
clean it, just
a little
clean it,
bit more busy, but my girls are Team Strauss. They're so talented. I
They
feel
are.
like they're out there doing my bidding. So
Get a little
kind of
bit
fun
this way.
to watch
Hey.
them make shots that I don't know I could make
Outturn.
right now, but
Yeah.
it still unfolds on the ice, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is good. And I'd say from what I saw, you're really doing a great job with them. Like I said, I thought that timeout was a textbook, and I have often thought that most coaching timeouts in curling
Clean,
are
yes. Yep.
borderline useless.
Yep. Clean. Whoa!
Gotta say their temperament is quite impressive too. And, you know, we always talk about teams not getting too high or too low.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
But it feels as if they're on a steady pacemaker of some sort. They never seem to get too high or too low.
They're clean guys.
Yeah, they are very focused. They communicate well. They're on the same page.
I'll try to throw pretty
And
I might
they're
suggest
wise
they
beyond their years.
I might suggest they celebrate good shots just a tiny bit more.
Yeah.
That's been some of our goals too. Lots of high fives, and
They were
we
a
celebrate
little,
quietly.
They were a little short of the high fives in the game. We saw they made some great shots with slightly bemused reactions. I would describe them as.
Well, what do they say? Act like you've been there before.
That's a good
They
point.
expect
Yeah.
that, yeah, we're gonna make fabulous shots. That's
I've
what
always
we thought
believed
was
that.
gonna happen.
If you go out and you play a team and they're high-fiving after all kinds of makes, I usually figure I have a good chance to beat them. They're going to have to work to get this over. It's going to be a long guard, I think. No, maybe not. Better than I thought.
But if you just hit it a little high and roll here, that's pretty good. So it should track like Ben's. I think we want back 8 ideally. Get it on the nose and jiggle this. It's definitely there.
Okay. Yeah.
So playing with a
should definitely be there.
little more weight now.
No, I think we want to get by.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Well, yeah, let's just make a good one.
Yep.
Trying to bump things around.
They go pretty hard here.
Really just tapping.
Yep, you got it.
Everybody on the same page. Chase Sinnott, Luke Violette's third. He's throwing his last rock of this 8th end.
Close. Clean.
Whoa.
Okay.
Close.
Whoa. Whoa.
Close.
Just let it grab. Whoa.
Little heavy.
Yep, hard, John.
Now they're trying to work it over.
You got it.
Trying.
Hard, buddy. Go.
Hard.
It's trying. They're gonna
Okay, Chase.
unlock
We
things
got
a little
options.
bit.
Okay.
Luke pleased with that result, says we've got options now. Considering he's throwing the last 2, he's got options.
Take your time.
Dunnam gonna try to come down to the pocket, it looks like.
Dunnam has to be a little bit careful here.
Doesn't have to have
Guys,
big
you
rocks
want to
though.
try to lock it on the yellow?
Look
or
at
on
that.
the
The
red?
forefoot.
I was going to nose
Don't know how
lock the
that
red.
happened.
Dunham would be pleased to have such a rock at the moment. Just take over the whole format.
Might as well
the
get a little
forefoot with
inside
that.
of nose
Let's
then.
see what he-
Okay.
I'd like to be a
Right
little
there?
inside nose,
still like
think,
edge,
as
yeah.
you said. Still
Edge at
likes
8.
Edge of 8 foot. That's a little more
Yeah, we know this spot.
12 foot. Depending on how
Still
you
too
define
big.
edge. I think you better get rid of that.
Yeah, I'm trying.
All right, here comes Scott Dunnam. He's trying to weld one in there. It's a little bit of a dicey situation for Team Dunnam, and they need a good one here from Scott.
I like it. It's got to curl
Straight
right
if we
now.
can. We want to lock the yellow now.
Let it
Where
grip
is it?
then. Let it grip.
Yes.
Cody,
Straight.
Cody.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
That one maybe pick.
It may have.
Looks like
That's
it.
unfortunate if it
Jeez.
did. Might get a little lucky with this split. Hunter, not too
Ooh.
sure. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a really bad break.
Wow.
I think control.
We haven't seen many costly picks this week. I think Kim Rhyme had a bad one, but
Yeah,
she was in
I'm
a
gonna
tough
throw
spot in
control
that
at
game
it.
anyways. That is
That's
that
a
may have been the
rough
toughest
spot
one we've
for
seen all
it.
week.
Should be
Jeez.
okay, right? Yep. Nose is good.
And credit to Dunham's team. They're so level-headed. You couldn't even
Yeah,
hardly
trying to
tell that
overcurl,
that
roll
happened. No broom
Make
slams.
that double
just
and roll away. Yep.
So while Luke
Moving
Violette,
forward.
I'm sure he's a sportsman-like
Control.
player. While he's probably
Because like you can see, we kind of have
has a
to
bit
get
of
little
empathy
tight.
for them, he also knows he's got an
Not- not
opportunity
over.
here now.
Yeah.
What he doesn't want to leave is an easy freeze to let Scott off the hook, Scott Dunnam.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with this too, because he could leave a pretty nice pocket if he doesn't get a rollover. So still definitely a chance for Dunnam for a good freeze.
Luke Violette,
Clean.
first rock,
Close.
8th end.
Yep. Clean. Clean. Close. Clean. Whoa. Ben. Hard, Ben. Yep.
You want to walk this over a little bit. It should curl in
Big
here.
roll, go. Go. Yes, yes,
There's
yes.
the hit,
whoa,
the roll,
whoa,
and the
whoa.
double.
That's good. Good.
Pretty nice.
That's real good.
Plenty of roll.
They're happy to roll that far. Some people might think, why are they rolling so far away? But they want to really get some space in there.
Come through the hole and it makes
Let's
it
hear
nice.
what Scott and Hunter
Might have to,
decide.
We can play that too for a little. But I think like what happens if we just miss that high guard by 2 inches? Where are we going to stop?
It's going to be really tight to
You think we'll be tight to there? So miss
Yeah.
it by 3 inches?
Oh, you mean, you think, okay. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
And if
Do
you
like,
bump it
what
a
else
little.
do we see? We also.
I mean, if you get over here,
What about?
it's tricky for him, right? Even if you bump this a little.
Yeah. We also have yeah, just a hit and roll.
Might be easier.
Yeah, whatever you think is easier.
I think it's this.
Yeah, I like that too. What weight do you feel?
I was going to throw like either hack or board.
Yeah.
So it seems as if they settled on this in-turn hit and roll.
You like hack?
That was
I like hack,
Cody
yeah.
Klauser's suggestion at the
That
end there.
Is that going to roll far enough?
Yeah, I mean, we don't even need, like, we need to play it thin, like, into here. It'll roll.
Good hack.
Good hack, I like that.
Now comes the test.
The reason they
The
think
rock
it's
is the right size. There we go.
The reason they're thinking it's easier is to
Where are we
weld one
catching,
in
half
there.
rock?
They have to get pretty close
Half.
to the guard on the right
if
with
it
the way it
hangs, we can
curls.
catch, like, a
Yeah,
quarter
it's
and
just
come right
warping
into
in
the
there.
eight
Plus, you're
back
hitting the
here.
slide path.
Okay.
It's just not quite the right line to walk it through that port.
So they're going to play the intern, even though this rock probably you can only see a sliver of it from the hack. It will walk across with hack weight, and he's hoping to hit and roll over and end up with the same freeze result. Scott Dunnam, last rock, 8th end.
Clean.
Room.
Yes.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa.
His last.
Yes.
Yep. Hard.
Hard.
He's
Hard.
close.
Rest away.
Right to it.
He's close.
Right to it.
Probably can't hit it
Gotta
too
get
thin.
Yes.
a roll. Really gotta get a
Yes. Big roll, big roll, big roll, big roll.
Oh, not enough.
And unfortunately for Team Dunnam, that's landed right in the opening.
Right here. Down. Same weight. Control.
Shot here for
Yeah.
4.
Team Violette's going to throw control weight at this through that port.
Yep, you betcha.
Scott Dunnam just needed to hold that a tiny bit more. Had to hit a little thinner. Then you might have seen Luke Sullivan forced to play something like that
Yeah, can do a lot with this
angle,
here.
double angle run or something.
Luke Sullivan.
Luke Sullivan. Did I say Luke Sullivan? I was good for one of those games. Luke Violette. I really apologize because I've just talked to Luke Violette all the time. And if you want to Google Luke Sullivan advertising, that's the only reason I get this name, and I don't even know that guy. Anyways,
Is there
it's
somebody
ridiculous.
I don't know?
No, I don't even know him. I don't know him personally. Okay,
Clean.
Free advertising though.
Luke Violette with his last rock.
Yep. Clean.
The last rock of the
Clean.
8th end. He's
Whoa.
got a hit for 4.
Ben, a little.
I think they can clean it now. They'll clean it right up.
Hard,
Hit
hard,
for 4.
Luke Sullivan approves of this.
Luke Violette makes it.
There you go. So Luke Violette up now by 3 as they head into the 9th. We'll have that for you right after this.
USA Curling's new logo is now on merchandise. Shop the latest USA Curling collection to show your pride by sporting a hat, t-shirt, sweatshirt, or quarter zip at usacurling.org/shop.
And we're back here, 9th end now. Violet up 3.
Gets there.
It's pretty
Dunnam now
tight.
has the hammer playing the red stones.
So
Not too bad
in
now.
a game
Probably
that
gonna be
Scott
overthrowing
Dunnam
a
was
rock.
somewhat in control when he was up 3-1, Luke Violette has battled back, and
Looks
really
pretty
a
good,
tough
guys.
break for Team
15-6,
Dunnam in
I
that
think.
last
Yep,
end when
keep pounding
Scott's first rock picked.
Oh, yeah. Work it, boys.
But credit to Team Violette for taking advantage
That's
of
good.
it with 2 great shots.
Let's send it over to our man Price Atkinson for another price check.
Thank you, Joe. Obviously, tomorrow we will crown a couple of national champions here at the USA 2021 U.S. Curling Nationals. In addition to our national champions that will be crowned on the ice, off the ice, we will be giving out 2 special awards. The Ann Brown Sportsmanship Award, given annually to the male and female athlete who best embodies USA curling spirit as voted on by their peers. And I can't think of many other awards that are as special that are voted on by your peers. And last year, Ariel Traxler and Jason Smitty, were our award winners, and we will have those awards and winners announced for you tomorrow. So, Joe, we'll send it back over to you guys.
Thanks so much, Price. Can't wait to hear what those results will be.
Courtney, did you ever win that award?
Line's good.
You know what? No,
Boys,
not,
man, line's
not
good.
that
Top
one.
12.
You had my vote if I was on the women's
I
side.
think it's carrying a little more.
Bringing it up,
Chase
but-
actually now.
I never
just
won
a
it.
little-
I don't think I was ever real close.
16-2.
Too polarizing.
When we were,
Yep,
Eileen and
just all the way
I
in. Yep,
got a
yep.
team
Fully in,
sportsmanship
fully
award
in.
in juniors when we were
Oh, you're
like 14
really
or something.
digging deep there,
Yeah.
Courtney.
But I do have one.
One
just to be
time we
fair.
got an award back in the day.
Dean, why did you have to
Literally
pick that
20
scab?
years ago.
Never won that award, huh?
Just to follow up on our tick discussion and our proposed rules changes, Colin Huffman just texted me, second
Yeah,
for Team
we're
Noonan,
over,
who was
but
in
we're
the event.
2.
And he says no ticking in the
gotta
extra
stop.
end on rocks on center
Coming down
line.
a little.
Problem
Mine's
solved.
perfect. It's just got to stop.
I don't fully buy that, Colin, but thanks for sending that in.
Even
good.
ends
Yeah,
on a
nice.
Tuesday
Still like a 3?
under a full moon.
That's not a bad idea. No ticking in certain
I don't
ends.
know.
I combine
Say we
that.
could
with
try
extra
one of
end.
these,
Too
but I
late.
think that's a waste of time at this point.
I like the 3.
Okay, tight 3. Make it good.
All right, so they discussed.
Yeah, let's see. I think we want to guard this one.
Luke Violette was discussing
It is
the
okay,
peel, which was a lot of teams would go up and automatically peel those. He's going to guard the 2 that he has in the rings. Tiny bit unusual, but I can see the logic.
3.
Line's good.
3.
I think if I was
Little
skipping and I had
tight,
Ben
just
Richardson
close.
throwing, I'd be having him
Weight's
throw
good,
hard all the
3.
time.
Tight.
Okay.
Really, really, really tight.
Chase, yep.
Like almost in.
Bump it. Yep.
We're still tight.
Yep. Hard, straight. Straight, hard.
Like to move it a little bit is
Yep.
what he's thinking.
Good weight call, boys.
Not bad for Team
Do
Violette.
we have to play the hit and roll here, though?
They're getting some rocks in play here. It'll be interesting to see how this end unfolds now. Elected to go corners on one side.
Yeah, stack the corners, which is what we see a lot of teams do now.
Yeah.
Instead of split the sheet, the corner on both sides.
Okay. Top tee.
Weight's good.
And with the 5 rock
line.
rule,
Like to go a little.
Ben
Line's
Richardson
nice.
couldn't peel that.
Yeah, I was
Gotta
wondering.
Got to
Weight's good.
Trying to count some stones there.
Yeah. So that's a
Andy.
big reason why he didn't peel
Hard,
it.
Andy. Gotta
good.
be
Get
right.
here, yep.
It was
Hard,
against the
Andy.
rules.
Really hard. Really hard. Really hard. Hard.
allowed
Hard.
to peel
Hard.
with this
Hard.
one,
Hard.
though.
He will. He will see him peel now.
Nice, Andy. Really good.
Do we ever go for it?
My
The double or the
apologies.
chase?
No,
The double.
Fuck. Well, yeah, we're going for it.
This is
No
like
question.
draw
Okay.
like number 22 something.
3/4.
Dean, I think we can let that one go.
I think Luke Violette there is played in a World Junior Final with Andrew Stopera. He's won 5 U.S. Junior titles. He's played
Yep.
a lot with Mike's
Lead,
on,
whoa.
and he just caught himself right there.
Whoa!
Well done, Luke.
Girl. Sorry, Ben.
That's good.
There's Ben Richardson making the peel.
You like jostling?
Hunter Clausen wants to go down and talk this over with his skip, Scott Dunnam.
I don't mind like board. I just don't want to spring the 8 all the way over to either side.
Yeah. The other thing is to just loop one back ring here.
Do that later.
Well, not if we start jostling now, probably. I don't mind the like just control. Maybe like hit and roll in. Probably play board to roll in, and then we're just jostling and roll in.
Okay, I like that.
You like that?
I mean,
more than loop on.
Which way do you want to roll that? You want to split it, or do you want to? Because I don't want to like roll it to here and do an easy slash out.
No.
I think we roll it that way.
You
right?
like to roll it that way?
What do you think? Either that, or it's either that or back here. Because
you guys have a preference?
I think we loop. It's either loop or we board and like jostle and roll over here. Okay.
I'm good with either
What
one
do
of
you think,
those,
Dean? I
Scott.
kind of like
Let's
the
loop
loop.
first.
I kind of like the loop versus the jostle.
The loop or the jostle.
New USA Curling CEO Jeff Plush, his background is in soccer and hockey. He's a sports marketing guy, sports guy.
2 rocks, 1 rock.
Doesn't know, is relatively new to curling and still learning, so he's going to probably ask me about those terms, loop and jostle. Might have to tell him they aren't particularly common.
Yeah, I hear new words all the time.
I think going around here makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like it. They've kind of got those staggered
go
rocks
little.
up there, which aren't actually an ideal
5.
situation
Gonna have to
for
curl, guys.
Violette.
5.
So this
Gotta
gives
go.
them somewhere
Gonna
to
have to curl.
hide where they really can't necessarily make a run if they put it in the right spot. Right now, it's all just about hiding rocks.
Hunter made a good point that once these rocks are jostled, they may not be able to loop.
Keep going, keep going.
I might loop twice here. I
here.
suspect they
Right back here, right back
peel
here.
what they can see
Yep.
Nice.
and loop
Shot.
again.
Great shot by Cody Clauser. Those aren't easy. Great rock. He made it look pretty
So
easy.
right now, I don't know how they get rid of this stone.
Okay.
And bring that one into play. Like, it's tempting to do this.
I think you do that, then they can get rid of the yellow.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily.
So we get rid of the guard, what do they do?
They're coming here. And then I guess we have this, but then if they're going to run out of rings. And we're always going to have that.
Three out of play.
Just peel it out.
Okay.
Good thought process there, collectively.
Yep, you hear Luke again thinking many shots ahead and going through every possible situation.
Hard.
But ultimately, I think this is just about keeping it simple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he sees that Yellowstone. They have to get rid of that.
Yep.
This is not the peel they wanted, though. They might get
Good
lucky.
chase.
A little bit fortunate there.
Oh, yeah.
You want to freeze it? Freeze?
I mean, we kind of
I like freeze.
freeze. It just that rock is so easy for him to make is the thing.
Yeah, I don't know that the
jostle
freeze
it,
is going
but
to...
They're going to have it both ways if we
actually might
jostle it.
bring that yellow rock into play.
At least he's got to make it.
Okay. Then you just free.
What?
What about looping around the right side?
Like
Could also
back
just
8
put
over
this
here
back.
with the out.
This side, around the yellow.
Here?
Yeah.
I kind of like that better.
Okay.
So
See
three
that? You can go to
shots.
the corner too.
3 shots discussed
Good.
here. Quickly, they talked
do you
about
want?
replacing
I
down
like
the
back
corner
air.
guard.
Okay, what weight?
Talked about freezing with the in-turn.
Back 4, back 8.
Now they're playing the out-turn
That's
loop
nice over
around the whole mess out front. I think this is a pretty good call.
This is where the guards are. Loop around.
But at some point, they're still going to have to deal with that yellow stone belonging to Violette. It's in the top of the 8-foot,
Right here.
almost in the 4-foot.
Make it nice.
Yeah, I think this side is
Yep,
definitely
line.
better than playing the in-turn draw.
It's real easy to see
Yep,
trying
you got
that
it.
in-turn
I think
freeze
you got
and
it,
just
guys.
leaving it open as
Line's
well.
perfect.
Line looks good again.
Hard.
If they can get it there, it's pretty good.
Hard.
Great shot.
That's really nice.
I think
Great
you get them
sweep.
both. I think it's just this.
Yeah.
No. Just make it good.
They're 1-2.
We
I
are
think.
not second. They are sitting 2.
Yeah.
Chase Sinnott with his final stone, his own final
Lane,
stone
whoa.
of the 9th end.
Clean.
Close.
Whoa, curl. Curl.
Straight.
Curl.
Straight.
Curl.
Ooh.
Hard loop.
I don't think Chase wanted to play it quite that fine.
Good eyes on Chase.
Yeah. Chase wanted to come and bring it back on, but Luke cut it pretty fine. Pretty good shot.
Better like this.
Excellent shot, actually.
But then we have 2 buried, right?
Was Luke calling the curl, or was that Chase?
Easier shot.
I think Luke was calling for the
oh,
curl.
okay.
I think Chase thought he had it made.
Line it up where if they blast, they get both.
What?
It was almost like Luke was trying to make it
just
especially
that run.
artful.
That run's so easy for him.
It's so easy.
Yeah,
We're just trying to get a piece under.
That's
yeah,
the
that
problem
was a great shot.
for Team Dunnam now. Those 2
I don't
are
mind
loaded.
it. Like just kind of the same
Right.
line, but
They're picking that one off. Now they've brought that one into play.
that's I'm thinking like just do that, but here.
Yeah, but you're going to spring the 8 back here, right?
Behind us over here.
I mean, I was thinking
Let's
you're just kind
listen
of
to
getting the
this
read
first.
right. It's like a really tricky shot, but you're just playing
And then
back 4.
They're going to play that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get dead perfect behind the guard. Like, I don't mind. If you think this works, I like it. The out turn. I like it.
Okay.
Top 8.
You just threw it right there.
I'd like to go there.
Same way straight.
Not leave it loaded with these
Good
2
at on
front
that one,
yellows.
so nice and positive.
Behind us, Team Rittenauer is choosing their rocks for the semifinal game. They're going through what they threw on different sheets. All right, here we go. Hunter Kloss, he made a good one on his first. He needs another good one. His last shot of the 9th end.
Definitely less.
Hard then.
Okay,
Really
5
hard,
is all
guys.
we want. Line's nice.
I don't know if
Really
there's
hard.
a
You got a
spot
good
they
one.
can put this where
Maybe.
they
Yep,
can't
hard.
run those yellows into it.
Yeah, at least
You got
to
it.
pick one of them.
Hard.
Right? They're
Perfect.
trying to
Yeah.
do it so they can
Hard.
at least preserve the back one. I think.
Hard.
You got it. Keep going.
Hard, go.
If they can make
Yes.
save the
Yes.
back one,
Yes,
then
yes,
they
yes, 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 yes,
still have
yes.
2 on the table. Oh,
Yeah, the-
unfortunate.
The
Just
thing is,
rubbed.
with this end, we're down to the 9th playing the stats. I mean, really, if you can get a 3, that's the most ideal situation. If you can manufacture one somehow.
We got to clear our own, right?
Getting
it's,
two.
it's actually kind
Realistically,
of
though, they're probably thinking.
This is actually kind of
Let's
tighter
see
to
what he
ours than it
says.
looks. I think we need to try and make it over the top.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm quite sure.
Okay.
And it's just there's no reason to chance getting close to ours.
Yeah, 7/8.
So yep, give me a little negative. Just I like that a lot.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's that analytical side. He looks at it. He could make
It'll
it
be pretty
just
forgiving. We don't
straight
have to hit it
back,
that high to get this.
No.
But
Yep.
up 7-4, he's
Yeah,
going to
we
play
have
it
to cut
over
it
the
actually
top
really
with
tight
this
to roll
double.
not to. So.
Less risky.
Yes.
And he feels pretty good about making it.
So no, we're not cutting it close to our own.
Okay.
Yes. that's what Chase wanted to do.
No reason to get cute.
Okay.
Luke
Just smooth
Violette.
here. This
John
tracked really
Hurstad
well.
definitely on the same page. Here we go. Luke Violette, first rock of his 9th end.
Yes.
Trying a slash double.
Hard. Hard. Yep. Hard. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
It's like they might
Or
be
not.
nosing it now.
Not as they drew it up. See if Chase or Luke apologize.
We can really overbury a little bit too, right?
Okay, you can give me like an
Worked out pretty well. That's what happens when you're up 7-4. Sometimes
shot.
everything starts working in your favor.
Yeah, that's fine.
So they're going to come around the corner, it looks like now.
Yeah, they can be shot and at least partially buried.
Yeah, 8 foot, just a chunk of the 8.
Trouble with those other ones is they're such short run backs and one's loaded.
You can overbury it an inch.
The end almost went a little backward for them. A lot of times you start kind of playing out to the wings, and then late in the end you try to pull it in tighter to the 4-foot, but now we're kind of moving out away from the 4-foot, coming around the corner.
Good point, Courtney.
Oh, it's curling already. It's curling already.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh no.
Oh
Hard.
boy. Is that
You
the
got a
same
good
rock?
one. Yes.
It is the same
Oh,
rock.
that's on the
Interesting.
thing.
Okay.
That picked and died as
Okay,
well.
okay.
Really unlucky.
Grabbed in my hand again.
What?
It just got grabbed.
I think it's still
Just a bummer
best.
for
I
Scott.
mean,
This is the best one.
okay.
But I think you can hit it here, right?
Yeah, I think so. Do you like which way you like better?
I think it's. This is the better side to hit.
Okay, I'd like to put in my vote for the sportsmanship award.
It's gonna. I mean, we're basically
Scott
trying
Dunnam?
to curl to here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Handled
really
so well.
handled
We want
both
back
those
line almost.
tough picks
You like
really
back line?
well.
I was thinking here.
I think so
You got
too.
a feel for the guy and for the team.
Right.
They've had 2 tough
Yep.
picks in the last 2 ends. He has really played well. I spoke about him earlier this week. He
I
doesn't
think
have
that's
like
closer
a
to min,
particularly
but I
flashy
like
looking
it.
delivery,
Okay.
but it's incredibly
Yeah.
it's it's repeatable for him.
Look at this giant scratch.
Looks
yeah.
exactly the same every time. There's a giant scratch in the ice.
Okay,
That was probably
back
what
8,
started
back,
the pick.
Honestly, back 12, because we're hitting 2 stones.
Of course, if it's in that slide
Close
path,
to back line.
who knows where it came from, but
You know what? Little less,
it's an area
Chase.
front end has
Okay.
to take care of.
This is close to back line. Okay, so I think that's like a 4-0.
Luke Violette will try this tap,
Okay.
tap, tap. Should go directly back. He just doesn't want to pop it open somehow.
Clean. Hold back.
Back 12.
Whoa. Whoa, then.
Close. Line's close.
Yeah. Whoa.
Clean. Just clean.
Close. Yes.
Clean. Clean. Clean.
Yes.
Whoa.
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 Clean. It's good.
Got
Clean.
a curl. Whoa.
Clean.
Clean.
Yes, yes, yes.
Clean.
Yep. It's really good.
So Dunnam going to have the forefoot here to score a single.
So Scott Dunnam has had great draw weight all week. Probably worried about another pick, of course. That's in your mind. He's got to try to block that out.
Oh, there's the scratch from my last one. What's up?
Settling in.
The forefoot.
Draw to the forefoot for Scott Dunnam. His last rock, the last rock of the 9th end.
Really want to go.
Okay, right on the tee.
Go hard then. It's really light.
Gotta go.
Doesn't sound
Right on the
promising.
tee. Open mouth, coach. Straight.
Everything's guys.
Straight.
Cody's going hard. They're moving
They're
it,
dragging
keeping it
it.
going. 2 good brushers. See if they can get it there. Looks tough.
Okay.
Oh, no dice.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Good
Good
game,
game,
guys.
guys. Well,
It's going to
Certainly
be the
doesn't
game.
reflect how good that game was.
It was a
Violette.
terrific game, and you can see Luke Violette from his reaction when he shook hands with Scott Dunnam. He knows he got a couple breaks there. They did play awfully well, though, Team Violette.
I thought I
but,
could under it.
feels pretty bad about seeing the other team have a couple of picked rocks.
So Team Violette going to pick
Yeah,
up the
no,
victory
his-
here,
the
10-4, and they're going to advance to the semifinals at 9 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. We've got the semifinals. We've got both the men and the women playing, so it's going to be a back and forth kind of affair for us. I want to thank Courtney George for joining us in the booth.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Thank you, Courtney.
And we will sign off now. We'll have games tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Central Time. That's the women's final. And then 7 p.m. for the men's final.
I'll see you from 8 sheets away tomorrow, guys.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Dean, for joining us again. And we'll see you all tomorrow.